What's going on, friends and family? Welcome to Rope Break, a wrestling podcast. I'm Alex,
Peter Wesley.
and we are here today on this monumental wrestling world that we're living in right now, where chaos is everywhere, whether it's chaos with returns or chaos with indie wrestlers, it doesn't matter. But today we're going to ask the question, does entrance music matter? Because we all know that WWE doesn't really have anything that's super memorable right now with a lot of the stars. AEW is also in the same boat. Maybe one or two guys have a song as soon as you hit, you like, that's recognizable. But I have heard people say that wrestling music doesn't matter. It's just what goes on in ring. What's your thoughts, Peter?
I think, and that's probably going to be contrast to what many people in WWE creative say. I do think what's in the ring matters the most, and that's personal opinion, which I hope most fans feel the same. Maybe most WWE fans don't, but entrance music does matter. It's not the most important. Like I think you can have weak music and still be okay. Now, but I mean, growing up, I mean, if you from golden age or attitude era, or new generation era, you're used to like your guys having iconic music. You know, even guys who you wasn't even the greatest, you knew their theme song. You knew everyone's theme song. And I noticed it's people have been complaining about it. And in me, I know I try not to take it too serious as people have in the past because one, I know one thing, when you get older, your taste with teenagers like isn't the same. And so I do think that's one thing that people haven't come to grips with because a lot of people like on the internet miss the like the rap metal stuff, the new
Yeah.
metal stuff. And I'm not gonna lie, I even associate that with wrestling. But I also know it's not as common as it is. I couldn't tell you who's doing new metal these days. And so I gotta take that in consideration. And then you know, also there's so many, let's say attitude era, you had like a roster of 30, 40 people. That's like 100 guys. Is everybody gonna have distinguishable music? It's no way. But what makes me want to agree with people is we was at the Rumble. I'm not gonna lie to you. I had to look to see people's name and logos come on the screen before I knew who they was. And that was for like a good number of these people on the men and women's side. It was just like, wait a minute, who is this? Like it's just and so I was like, all right, there is a problem. I do think people are used to and I don't know if he would be good if he came back, but a lot of people are used to what's his name?
Jim Johnston?
Jim Johnson. And I don't know if he, I mean, he wants to come back, so I don't see why, let him come back and do some stuff. But what the idea I think is just one, everybody's like wrestling world is so diverse now. So I don't think one guy, like one sound would fit for everyone. I think they should hire multiple people, like some small, like some independent artists of different genres. Maybe give them a short deal, 4 or 5 song or something and have them doing stuff and then have a rotating list of and they got the money like WWF and then back in the day and WWE now the billion-dollar company you can hire some people like a music department of artists like I don't think there's anything or to going out and just likes some songs I think you got it you got it if AEW can do it then you're just being cheap you can do it and I'm not even saying it has to be big songs it doesn't have to be that you could just find like some indie artist and be like, oh, I really like that song. Can we use this for such and such thing? Can you remix this and and do that? I don't think they would mind.
There's so many people I feel that love wrestling that I know that they'll just throw in some,
Yeah, and that too. That
you
too.
know,
Yeah.
they'll throw in some music because look, we have Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll will make a song for somebody.
Oh yeah, he'd do it.
Definitely. He's willing to take a bump,
And
for
then
this
that band, I'm drawing a blank. That does Cody's song. And they've done a few other people's
down
songs.
straight, something like that.
Yeah,
Down
yeah.
something, yeah.
And like they obviously are down to do it because
Yeah.
they done Cody's song. I think they do Nick Nima's song.
They did one of his oldest ones.
They do. Do they do the Miz thing?
That came to play, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like like so. I mean, people like that is always gonna be down to do stuff.
I think they seem to forget that there are wrestling fans that are musicians at the same time.
And I don't even think they forget. I think they're just cheap, and it's like we got our guys. They'll make everybody's thing.
I can see that. I can.
Who is the guy now that everybody hates? Who are they?
What is it? I forgot. No, it's not CFL Money. The Dallas
No,
guys.
no,
They
not
they
them
were the ones
anymore.
before that. Which some
Yeah,
people, they had bangers. They were hit and miss. The ones they
they were
got
hit
now,
and miss. They were hit and miss, but
because Oscar's old song theme is a banger. It definitely, which he has back now, but with a little remix, but it fits her character. Not that her new one was totally horrible, but I like that first one better.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Same
You
here.
know. But I think Jim Johnson Jim Johnson and Jimmy Hart have such a long-standing banger after banger after banger. Not to steal Seamus's catchphrase, because
But
if
Jimmy was in a band, and Jim
yeah,
Johnson was, and he was a serious musician before coming to
yes,
WWF.
they both have their credentials.
Yeah, yeah. Like that's instead of just grabbing some meaty, no disrespect,
Some
some
mediocre
meaty guys who was like, "Hey, you want a deal? Cool, yeah." And like
at a
that's
cheap price. I mean,
yeah.
I don't honestly. You look at Jimmy. I don't think they charge. I don't think Jimmy charged an extra fee other than his managing fee to make Shawn Michaels theme song. You get what
Because
I'm saying?
he wasn't thinking that big, and he's part of the company, so
Yeah.
he's easy to talk
Yeah.
to.
You know, he made when you hear "Sexy Boy," which I know you have on HBK shirt. HBK's your favorite guy.
It's my go.
When you hear Jimmy going, Sean, first of all, you think it's a woman. You don't think it's Jimmy, but it's Jimmy.
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that was Jimmy.
Yeah, it's Jimmy.
I
At the
didn't know that was his
beginning,
voice.
yeah, that's Jimmy. At the beginning, obviously, the first version of the song it was Sherry, but the
Right,
version that he
right.
has
I
now,
thought the other version was just some girl.
it's Jimmy. Jimmy has some bangers. Jimmy made the second one, the Hogan second song, the American Made for WCW. Jimmy made the American Males. Like the song sucks, but we all know when we hear American Males, we picture Scotty Riggs and Buff Bagwell. I feel first of all, I just want to say I do feel that wrestling matters, that the wrestling interest music matters.
It does. It does.
I feel like the person that knows that the best is the person that runs the company, and that's Triple H. Who my time when
I got a
he
question. I'm about to say I got to question his musical taste because my time is one of my favorite music themes. Period. And he scratched that for that Motorhead shit.
and see and we I feel differently when he switched to Motorhead. I was like, oh, that's my guy.
But see, that's funny because Triple H with the pants, who I thought was cool.
Hmm.
So Triple H with the pants, the jean jacket, my
Hmm.
time.
I get it. Time to play the game. To me, when time to play the game hit, first of all, I'm big into the lifting and the bodybuilding side of everything. When his body changed, his body started to get bigger. He started to get big and cut, and then obviously when he tore his quad, he became a totally different human being. But then he just got more intense when that time to play the game hit. I think he was
No,
feeling my
it's
time.
intense. It does have a main event feel to it.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna disagree with that one.
yeah. When he had my time, you knew it was like because it was Rage Against the Machine's front man, so you knew it was a real song. It was something. It was a real artist. But I don't think he didn't bring that intensity with it. But when he switched his song to the game, he became a different guy when that music hit. When he poured that water on his head, and then he started spitting on a cue because there was that time, the way he does now. There's that cue. He has a cue with it. It
Oh
became
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, no, yeah, and it fits him. It's I get it. But my time, I put that in the headphones.
Oh, I mean, I know there's a lot of people that love and I like My Time too. I just feel like My Time is a good standalone song without him. Like, I don't think he needed it. You could have gave it to anybody and it would have been a banger. But Time to Play the Game.
It felt like it felt like a it belonged to a D Generation X member.
And same guy,
Right,
same front man.
right. Yeah, like
So
so it kind of like how X Pac had his thing. Like it felt like it was
yeah,
like
Xbox was like
it all.
the rap version of the DX thing.
Yeah, it was. It was like
Xbox.
something was ever like too cool. Like all right, like this is too much. Like you're doing.
Yeah. It had to have something going on. So Xbox, the only people that I think really just had at the beginning that had their own personality outside of DX was Road Dogg and Billy. because their theme didn't change. It was you didn't know the entire time.
Yeah, yeah,
But that's another thing. When you hear Road Dogg doesn't have to say, "Oh, you didn't know," but if you just hear the beat of "dan dan dan dan," you know who it
yeah.
is. I feel like you don't have that a lot of the times. Like I love Ray still has his, his old theme. Even though they said I will go for a cheaper price, somebody else. But no, Ray needs to keep that Boudica Boudica unless he's a heel. That's the only time he needs to change. I like
He had a
Dominic's theme.
he had another one, or maybe is that the same one?
No, he had another
No,
one.
no, before that one, he had
Yeah,
another one that was
he had
also
another one,
dope. That
and it was
that
also
who's
good.
that jumping out
This
yeah,
guy
that
Rey
uh,
Mysterio,
yeah,
and then he
that
would
was
jump out. He would pop out. Do
yes,
the pop out. Yeah,
dude, that was
when he got tired of popping out, he switched to Boudica Boudica. But that was also part of the rap when they started doing the during the rap, the ruthless aggression rap theme music one. I think you
yeah.
remember. So he
Oh
was on
yeah.
that same. He was on that same thing.
No, no, no. I think
It was a rock one. It was the rock one when
yeah,
he.
yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
it
it
was
was
on that
when
album.
Aggression came out. It was like
Yeah.
ahead of its time. It was like
Yeah.
99 when that
Yeah,
came
yeah,
out.
yeah. That was one of the greatest themes I think that came out of Aggression was the Godfather's theme song and Ice T performing.
He performed at Mania, didn't he?
Yes, when he said "grab your," they don't have that. That is not on. If you watch it on Peacock, they took that out.
I'm not surprised because I was a kid watching it and I was like, man, this is a little much. Cause
I
like
was a
he
little
he
bit
came out with like he
with
came
the
out
women.
during he would come out with them and it was all but when Ice T was came out, it just felt a little bit more real. Like,
Well, that was okay. So granted, I'm just gonna put myself out there, but I was since I was a little bit older than you at the time, I also would watch HBO, and HBO had the show Pimps Up, Hose Down, and
I
he was
didn't
on
see
there.
it. Obviously, I've obviously heard of it, but no, I never actually seen it though.
So I've seen it, and I had seen it at that time, and he was on there, and I was like, "Oh my God, Ice T! Ice T has transcended late night, unapologetic HBO to be on a pay per view of WrestleMania with the Godfather and D'Lo Brown."
Now, had he already started Law and Order at that point or no?
No, no, no.
Okay.
That's back then. He was still saying he was a pimp. Like he was still, talking about he used to slap women and he would make his money from pimping. Rapping was just something that he
No,
did.
no, I don't. Looking at his wife, I find that very hard to believe.
He won. He didn't win Pimp of the Year. I forgot who won Pimp of the Year on that on the special. But whenever you get bored, brother,
But yeah, I'll check it out.
you need to check it out. Definitely something you should check out by yourself. It's an
I'll check it
alone
out.
thing because you can't take it. You can't. You wouldn't. You don't want a woman to watch that with you.
Right,
You know
right,
what I'm
right.
saying? Because but back to the music, man. I think music matters because there's so many wrestlers, even in AEW. I feel like don't have anything. Like I think Tony Storm. You hear her classic, you already know. You hear the CEO, like it's
It's caught
not.
on. Have you noticed that?
Hmm.
It's caught on.
CEO, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But she has something. But even her WWE theme, when you used to hear that Sasha Banks theme, you knew what it was going on.
I did not like the version with Snoop Dogg.
Oh no, no, no! I thought that was trash. But it's Snoop Dogg at the same time.
Yeah, it was they kept it because it was Snoop Dogg, but he obviously was just like, "Hey, you mind doing this real quick?" Oh yeah, and then he just
Yeah, cuz I got you. Trash. Oh my god, it's so hot because my big famous cousin did it.
yeah, that's it. Because this it
No,
sucked.
no, it wasn't good.
The
But
song that she raps herself is better than that
it's better
version
than
he did.
his. But also, let's think about this. Do you really think that his version of Cody's Kingdom was good?
No.
No. Snoop Dogg needs Dr. Dre to produce everything that he does in his life
Yeah.
to be good. Or Pharrell, someone that's like has a better that can use his talent, use his star power better than he can by himself.
But see, and I think that's the thing about him, not to get to talking about him. I think he is a guy that he is a character. And
Yes.
he knows that. Like he's well aware. He just sells the character. He's not I don't think he goes in the studio like, oh, I gotta make this great song. Like he goes in, all right, let's make an album.
But he's the
And I got
most
other things and I got some shirts to do and I got some commercials. But he's not like I'm about to write and make this great. He made one good album
30
and
years ago.
God, if this ever turns up when I'm
Peter
sorry,
Peter
Snoop.
didn't mean it. Peter didn't mean it, Snoop. He don't mean it, brother. If I meet you, I'm gonna say I like the first one when you were Dre, when you were young and look like an adolescent. Other than that, I ain't like nothing. I ain't gonna even. I ain't gonna even.
There's some hit singles throughout these decades. I'll say that.
He has hit singles, but the features are better than him. He's better as a feature. I'm gonna put it like he's better as a feature. He himself is better than a feature. Like he can just like
It's funny you say that because I used to consider like a Snoop Dogg feature the same as a, and it probably won't make any sense today, but as a Donald Trump cameo in a TV show or a Hugh Hefner cameo in a
I
TV
get
show.
it.
Like it's
I get
that
it. It was a
cool,
big deal.
like
It's that cool
you,
dude.
yeah, you had this cool like Snoop Dogg was there. It didn't matter what he said. It was just the fact he was there.
He was there. That he made it.
Yeah.
You know.
It's like,
But
oh, you got Snoop Dogg on your album? Like it's like that.
I mean, he's a cultural icon. I feel like this. Dogg was Snoop Dogg in the early 2000s was what like a feature of Hulk Hogan was in the 80s because it's like, oh, okay, pop culture icon has went into the chat now. He has entered the building. He has entered the conversation. Not what they're doing, just that person was there because they're
Yeah.
an icon. They're not. They've reached iconic status. Not reached. It's not matter what they're doing. The content that they're putting out is irrelevant. So I get what you're saying. I definitely get what you're saying. But back to music and wrestling, I think that's what made wrestling music special. Even like look at Victoria. Nobody knew who Nicki Minaj was when I'm not the lady to mess with
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
was playing. But now but that song was hers, and when you hear "I'm Not the Lady to Mess With," even if you don't know that that is Nicki Minaj singing the song, you know that's Victoria's theme song. And pop,
True, true.
look at Trish; she still got that "Whoa, it's time to rock and roll," and it's been years with her Little Kim theme song.
Yeah, yeah.
It's old, but it's there. And I'm gonna. You are a musical. You are a musician. You are a rap artist. You know what I'm saying? You are just you when you hear a theme. And I don't know if this works for you, but for me, it resonates with the wrestler. If I when I hear Voodoo Child,
No, no. Yeah, it
which
does.
is a real song. I think of Hollywood Hogan strumming the NWO belt coming out with Eric Bischoff, and Eric Bischoff saying, "I love this man," and then he kisses Eric Bischoff on the head and said, "I love this man more than life itself." And he's singing, he's strumming, he's chopping him down with the edge of his hand. All those things, the NWO porn music, as they call it, the NWO theme, like that to
Did they
me.
call it that?
And there's a whole clip where Scott Hall is saying, "Listen to your favorite adult music" during the NWO's playing the
That's
thing.
hilarious.
So it's because a lot of people used to call it, at least when I was in NWO started when I was like near the end of middle school.
See,
So
me and Scott Hall have different tastes. So the entertainment I was watching didn't have music like that.
you probably had some larger booties of Caucasian of darker skinned women, and
Oh, definitely.
some he was looking at the Caucasian women with no buttocks.
Well, he was wearing G Unit shirts too, so I
He
thought
might have been
maybe.
looking at whatever. No, I think
Yeah, he
that was
might.
Nash. Nash was looking at the same type of. Okay, Nash was like, all right, because the way Nash talks about some of the women with the color, like the way he talked about Jade, I was like,
Oh, I didn't see that. I just seen him talking about how she should be a heel. I didn't know he wasn't any more description about it.
no, that was one where he was talking about Jade, yeah, Jade's body, man, yeah, Jade.
I complained about something he said, I think a couple weeks ago, and I gotta complain about something else he said. I'm trying to remember what it was. He randomly threw Becky Lynch under the bus and
Oh
said
yes, yes, feels her run is over.
yeah, and it's just like one, you said it right after she was just involved in a major angle, the the ending of the main event of the last PLE on Peacock, and then you just come out and say that, forgetting. Do you not know your one of your best friends wrote this? Like,
I mean, he helped write
why are
it, but
you
I
trying?
mean,
Why are you trying to sabotage the product? I don't understand.
he helped write it, but I mean, there's so many other people. I mean, he still has his opinion of like who he feels is over. I don't think he gets paid enough from WWE to be like, hey, I don't think this is over. I don't think I enjoy this shit
But
even though
does
I
he
don't.
put anybody over? He just
I think he puts Roman over. I think he knows Jay's over. Like he understands that when it comes to match quality, him and Jay are in the same boat. You know what I'm saying? Him and Jay are in the same boat. They don't have the same style, but the quality of their matches, they're gonna get 2 stars from Meltzer. They already know both of them. They don't care, but they're making the money regardless. So that's how I view it. with when it comes to Kev, because there's some people I enjoy Kev's podcast. I think it's one of the better ones out there because he's not yelling, he's not screaming. Obviously my favorite, my goat is Cornette, but and he is yelling and he is screaming.
But see, I like Cornette's podcast not because I give a damn about his. I don't care what anything he says about today's wrestling, and it's not because well, I disagree with it, but it's not because I think he's wrong or anything. I just think he's out of touch, and he what he wants, he'll never get. Like you will never get '80s wrestling again. And but I do like to see him yell and complain and make fun of stuff. I love it, but I don't take his opinions.
With him, I think we all know. Okay, so there's a part of '80s wrestling and '90s, like early to mid '90s wrestling, that I always love. Like, just I like the true difference, and I think AEW wants to do this. But the difference, if you watch WCW, and you can watch the same people, like watch a WWF match with Rick Rude versus the British Bulldog, then watch a
Mhm.
WCW match of Rick Rude versus the British Bulldog. It's not the same.
And that's another thing. He doesn't even want '80s WWF. He wants '80s NWA.
Yeah.
And so with that said, it's just like what you want, you're not gonna get it.
What you want, a lot of people are not gonna like.
Yeah,
But what's going on right now doesn't generate the same type of gate revenue. I'm talking about if we count in inflation, dollar for dollar. I don't think you could pull that out. Like, yes, in Paris you could pull it out because they don't see wrestling. They don't get the WWE. They don't get the WWF. They didn't
I
get it like
do
that.
think with a guy like Triple H, I do think you could write some stories to get intense as old school NWA, but you just have to, if that's what you want. It seems like what, and this is something that Jim Cornette has said that I agree with more and more as the day goes. That WWE is like the Harlem Globetrotters coming to town.
Yes.
Like
Yeah. Definitely.
this is what this is,
It's an
and
attraction.
if that's what the show is meant for, it will never be this deep plot driven show that they pretend to be, and that the fans want. The goal is never to be that. It's to be this simple, do the catchphrases, sell these shirts, hit these spots, next town.
Exactly, and that is true. But I think for him, that's what he wanted from AEW,
Mm.
and that's not what W is either.
But see, I also think AEW never knew what they wanted to be, only because everybody else had their own idea what it was going to be. Cody, like even in interviews, they would do interviews with the same like publication, and the Bucks would say something, Cody would say something, and they'd be two different things.
I think Cody wanted that. Cody
Yeah, he
wanted
did. He
the
did. He definitely
alternative.
did.
He wanted that old school end. He wanted what he was raised on, what his daddy made, but in a modern era. The Bucks wanted New Japan, but ECW with a bit of WC at late 80s, late 90s WCW. Just wants NW. Kenny just wants to wrestle in Japan in America. That's
Do
how I
you
feel.
remember that period when Kenny? I don't even know if Kenny said it, but there was rumors that like Kenny was in some trouble in Japan, and that was why he was leaving.
I heard that. I didn't hear the exact, but I heard that
I
was
heard
going on.
ramblings. It was like, yeah, he's in trouble with some sort of, something's going on, and he's not wanted in Japan.
The Yakuza wanted Kenny dead.
Yeah, I didn't want to say that because I didn't want to like misquote, but I believe that was what it was, and it was like, man, this is deep.
I was wondering. I was like, bro, why are you messing with gangs in another country? Like, stop it. Like, stop it. Dude. You need to go home. Go to Canada, buddy. Because
But now he goes back, so whatever it was,
I
it's
mean, I
been
guess,
resolved.
I guess, Ibushi had to bend over. That's what it was. I love you, Kenny. I take it off of you. It was one of
But
those.
yeah, Kenny just wanted. It seemed like I think originally he just wanted to get out of New Japan, and then it just sucked because during that especially that beginning era, he started getting hurt, and it was like, so now I don't think Kenny's goal is. I think Kenny's goal is just I don't know, do as much as he can. That's what it seems like.
Which is wrestle and wrestle like Roman Reigns. Wrestle and then take 6 months off.
Yeah, yeah.
And which, unlike Roman, I know Roman's may or may not be for health, but I know Kenny's is all for health. At this point in his life.
I think Romans. is the he has the ability to take, and he might throw it in there. Remember, I got sick. Remember, I was in remission. Like, I can't I can't go to every town like this. You never know. The air quality sucks over there. Like, he might pull that out of his bag, but I think it's just a flex. Like, I don't have to do this every week.
I think this one, the one that he just got written off for, I think it's so he can play Akuma. So now Cody can come back, and now that he's done being
He
Gal,
wasn't in the group picture. I don't like that.
I don't think he was there. Cody was there. You
Yeah, it
know,
was like, why
Roman was
wasn't
in
you there?
Paris. Roman was
Why
wrestling.
would
Now he's written
Oh,
off.
it was that soon?
It was that soon because I think Cody
Okay.
was Cody the baby, and then he went
Yeah, yeah.
to Australia. As soon as the baby, bye, see you when I get back. And now he's back to Cody again, being a wrestler, I guess. Now that because he got written off with the Drew McIntyre spot through the table,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and then Roman got written off with the tsunamis and spears, so he can. And then I guess Paul got written off so he can be there with him while he's being Akuma.
I think we was in the group chat talking about how it was going on too long.
Oh, it was long. Oh,
They really was passing up time, right?
that was long. Jim Cornetti was like, "Good God, that was like 40 minutes." Why was it 40 minutes? Said it should have been like 10, 15. It was long.
I'm not mad at it. I think I probably wouldn't have. So I feel like if I was sitting at home watching it a Saturday night or a Sunday night, I wouldn't have been. I probably would have been more into it. Kind of like when he did the same thing to Seth Rollins,
Yeah.
and it was like, oh man, this was crazy. But I was like, it was a Sunday afternoon. It was like, hey man, can we get to the next?
I am going to say this before we move on. I feel like they gave a shortened version of an AEW paper.
In which those AEW pay-per-views, like you say, they'll be long matches. But everybody's getting their spots and they're doing
Every
all this
match
crazy
is
stuff.
long.
But we have like 10 of these matches. I can't do 10 of these. It's
And
not.
that's the thing. Not only is it long matches, it's a lot of matches. So that's makes the pay per view instead of 3 hours, you got five.
And then you got a pre-show that's long too.
Yeah, but even do it. Hold on. Let's talk about the Eve real quick. That pre-show started. The show started at 2. The pre-show
But that
started
is
at
not a
noon.
managed. But now the WWE pre-show no longer even like has matches, and it's just them talking. You do not have to watch that.
No, it's
No
promos.
disrespect to Rosenberg and the crew,
It's
but
promos and then walking in, and then it's like, how do you feel about
yeah.
tonight? Which I used to as a child when we used to watch on the preview channel. I don't know if you remember the preview channel, but the preview
Oh yeah,
channel,
yeah, on the TV
yeah,
Guide, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
the preview channel used to show the pre-show, and then you could just order the pay-per-view.
Or to fast forward just a little bit. Remember when you got it on Sunday Night Heat on MTV?
Yeah, and then you could just it just kind of ran into each other.
There's so many times as a kid I thought, what if they forget to turn it off? I was stupid. Well, I won't take a go. I was too optimistic.
Yeah, you just had. Can I get this free pay-per-view? Can I get
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
And
Because
I'm
they
not
would
mad at
start
you.
off sometime like Vince would come in cutting a promo right around the 8 o'clock mark.
Hmm.
And so like it's like, oh man, are they gonna forget to turn this off? Are they gonna They would never forget. Why would I think that? But
No,
but but
no.
they gave you the feeling.
I mean, I think one of the last ones, and yes, I know I'm a Hogan mark, but one of the last ones was when when the NWO got to the WWE, and and the NWO music
They
hit
came out, yeah, because that's when
just
they
when they
said,
were switching
oh,
over.
that's when they came and cut the promo saying they wasn't there to start any trouble and all that.
Hmm.
Yeah, well they had to sell that. They know you wanted to see the NWO. They had to sell that one.
Hogan's God bless the WWE. Thank you for the chance. God bless America. Thank you for the chance. We're gonna beat the shit out of The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin later on tonight, though, brother. You know, to set up
They
for our
did
pay per
not
view
cut a
matches.
promo like it was we're our finally like returning to WWE thing. They cut a promo like, yeah, we it's like we back from vacation. Like
Me back from vacation. I feel like that promo should have been a. We almost killed it, but we didn't. Instead, we killed WCW. Or whatever. Which they didn't kill WCW. I don't think so. But that's another.
No, I don't think so. I just think the angle itself just didn't have a clear ending or direction, and it was just like we're just gonna drag this out as long as we can. But I mean, if it wasn't that, it would have been something else. And then in actuality, the ending of it was just AOL didn't want it.
Yeah, I was say at the end
If
of the
they wouldn't have
day,
kept it, they would have still been rolling.
at the and you know it's sad that years later they got AEW when they had their own wrestling company. You had one. Should just kept it. Why sell it? Just keep it in the back burner. Keep it in the
I
archive.
mean,
You can just pay
it's
the
a it's
wrestlers
a
out.
it's a whole new TNT though.
That's true.
That's
That's true.
that's also recycling its same problems because Time Warner and WB, and then now they splitting up into two different
Two
companies,
different
and
companies, yeah. Which is, I wonder how that's going to affect AEW.
I do too because I believe it was the Time Warner side that really likes AEW, but I
AEW.
don't. I'm trying to remember which side is keeping TNT, and I don't.
I don't think Discovery cares. They got their own stuff.
Yeah,
You know, they Discovery and TLC are now just well, Discovery still has a little bit of stuff, but it's mostly raunchy
I didn't
stuff.
care for Discovery as soon as they came in and switched HBO Max to Max,
Well, now
thinking that
it's
yeah,
back to
it's bad.
HBO. But
It's not the same though. It still feels like Max. Like HBO Max was having some nice documentaries.
they were.
You was getting all the WB movies, which I get it was because of pandemic. I get you, but it was just it was better than Netflix for a minute.
I mean, now the only thing for Netflix I watch is Raw, so there's that. So I don't know.
Oh,
Hulu, I think, is killing it. Poor
Hulu's
Disney.
now yeah, Hulu's now about to be it's
So it's, I mean, Disney owns everything. Disney owns ESPN. WWE and Disney are right there as brother and sister.
oh man, do you want Disney to buy WWE?
No, John Cena's already Mickey Mouse. We don't need it. You can't
Can
see
you
me, kids. You know, we don't need that. We
can you
don't need
imagine Cody being part of the float the Disney parade?
it. He can be goofy. You know, that's fine. Seth can be Donald Duck. Fuck it. You know,
I don't, we don't need that. We don't need it.
we don't need it. I mean, we could have Shawn Michaels. I mean, we could have Shawn Michaels and Triple H both cosplay as Walt Disney if they want to. You know, and do the DX pose at the same time.
WWE is not above it. I mean, they did a they
I
did
know they're
a, a
not.
Sc- they did a
I know they're
Scooby
not.
Doo movie once, and
Hey,
did you watch it?
bought those DVDs.
As a lover of wrestling and of Scooby Doo, I didn't want to touch that.
I bought those DVDs. I thought they were stupid, but my kids liked them. So
Oh, did they? Okay.
my kids liked them. They were younger than me
See,
though. But
see, I really like old school Scooby Doo. Like 70s where they're really doing. You got to really sit here and solve this crime.
yeah.
And then I have a guilty pleasure for a pup named Scooby.
First of all, I didn't even know that you would remember a pup named Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
By the difference, by our age difference. But
Well,
I
see, they
do
used to
remember.
show the reruns on Cartoon
Yeah.
Network.
But
So,
I did see the pup named Scooby Doo. The pup named Scooby Doo, I think I liked more than Scooby Doo.
I
But
may have too, because I think Red Herring was like a genius character.
yeah, yeah. Because Scooby Doo's, I mean, that version of cartoons, everything had a baby because the Muppet Babies started the trend, and then Scooby Doo became a child.
Oh yeah, there was a trend of just baby shows,
So it was just a trend of everybody being a lot younger than what they were in their original.
which I love Tiny Toons.
Tiny Toons
Absolutely.
Adventures is one of my favorites. One of my favorites.
Yeah,
One of my favorites. We've gone left. Let's drive
my
back to
bad. That's my fault. That's my fault.
let's
It was
drive back
great.
to the let's drive back to wrestling. We can text about Tiny
Yeah,
Toons
definitely. We definitely can.
and all our random cartoons that we watched as
Let
children.
Let's go extreme in the opposite direction and talk about the drug-fueled rant from one of our favorite falling stars in wrestling.
Matthew Riddle. Matthew Riddle. My man. Dude, oh my god. I don't know where to start with him. First of all, I feel like he's one of the people like when Randy Orton was young, he would have beat him up. But old Randy just like he's comical. You get what I'm saying? Like old Randy's like, yeah, he's funny.
Yeah.
You know, but now I think that he's doing his adult film stuff with on OnlyFans. He's wrestling. First of all, I know he painted his nails, but now he has like French tips,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
which I'm like, okay. Then he dyed his hair red. His girlfriend hers red. I feel like Matt was going downhill when he left his wife and his kids.
We should have known then. And I just thought, all right, maybe, hey, it's not my business. He went through a crazy breakup. But his wife was very adamant that he just left. And I was like, maybe there's more to this story that we don't know.
She
And
also showed
then
text
the
messages.
oh, this shit I didn't see that. Oh
Like
God, what was he
she
saying?
showed Twitter messages. She showed everything. She went on Twitter, went a whole. This is what this man has done and abandoned his family. And then of course
Was
he
he
was like,
talking
"Oh
crazy in there?
no," he was just like, "I didn't abandon my family. She's a crazy bee."
I think he's right about that though.
I mean, she probably is a crazy. But wouldn't you be upset if your husband's telling you, uh, you're a married man. So if your wife was telling you, "Hey, honey, I'm out here hustling to bring food on the table," and she's getting banged, you'd be upset.
Was she?
He was banging. I
Oh,
was talking about it.
yeah,
If it
yeah,
was
yeah.
you, if it was you, because
Oh,
obviously
okay, I
you're a
got you.
male
Okay,
and
yeah,
you
yeah,
are
yeah, yeah,
married,
yeah, yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I
And if
think you
my
would
wife
feel,
is saying that, yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah. Wouldn't you feel some type of way?
Yeah, I also think she gave him stability.
Yeah,
And
I
let me
think she did.
explain. And there's no disrespect to him having some porn star girl. I'll say this for the record. There's a handful of porn stars that I would put a ring on. I don't care what you think. We don't have to go in detail about them, but
Peter Ortiz
uh,
is looking at you
you
like,
know,
yes, I did the same thing, bro.
like
Blue
I
Meanie
don't.
and Jasmine Sinclair.
I'm yeah. Hey, I love for everybody's sexual whatever. I love the sex workers, but
You need to
I
sign up for
think
Lacey Evans right now.
But I think like so no disrespect to her, but I think like I see him with her and I see him it's like I don't want to say she is making him do anything. I think she just allows
Him to do
all the
whatever he
crazy
wants.
yeah. Well, I don't think his ex-wife put up with all that stuff.
No, I
Like
honestly I think she gave him rules and
like she's
parameters. Like,
she's she's like she's a gym girl, structured. You know what I'm saying? Like I see she seems like a no nonsense type person. Meanwhile, like he's with somebody that's more liberal and not caring about
and free.
yeah. Which there's nothing necessarily wrong. Like I'm not trying to blame her. I'm not saying that. But I just think that's not what he needs. He needs someone to keep him grounded. And he just doesn't have that right.
I'm gonna tell you this. So I don't. You remember when the Hurt Business would come out with girls?
Yes,
The
because
yeah,
Bobby went cut an angry promo. He didn't like that for a minute or
yeah,
something like it.
yeah. So
Yeah.
when the Hurt Business would come out with girls, there was one girl, and I thought she was the prettiest girl out of all of them. She was a little Latino girl, right?
Okay.
But then all of a sudden she was posting fitness. Her name is Mia, so she was posting fitness stuff, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And she used to bodybuild, and I was like, oh, okay, now I know why I found you attractive because you had muscles. Okay, cool. You know, me and Triple H got something in common. But
Okay.
anyway, but then I was like, then she's like, check out my spicy page. And then there's a picture with her. Then there's a picture of her and Matt Riddle. Look who I ran into down there.
No, I
And
wasn't
I'm
expecting it to
like,
connect.
dude's going left. And then 2 weeks later, check out my spicy page. I'm like, oh, cuz. What's wrong with you,
So
man?
is that's the girl he's with now?
No.
Okay, because I heard the girl he's with now
I
actually
think
like
they might
actually
have
was an
collabed on the
actress.
spicy page.
They might have collabed. Okay.
I don't know. Like at the time, I know she was collabing with women, but now she could have been collabing with men. I don't know. I didn't pay for it, but I mean, Jesus,
You didn't pay for Matt's, did you?
no, no, no. If I was gonna pay for one, it'd be Mandy's. I like the OGs. Okay, the original. She's a trendsetter, a trailblazer. Mandy Rose.
I got a wild one that I considered. I didn't do it, but I considered paying for Tammy's. Yeah.
I think everybody needs to. If you're gonna pay for one, let's go with Mandy or Lacey Evans. I don't really want to see Lacey Evans milk a cow naked, but if that's what you're into,
Yeah,
go for it.
I'm not into it.
Then she's gonna call you a nasty, as she said. What she gained when she left the WWE, she gained a fat butt. She didn't use the word butt,
Good for her. Good for her.
so happy for.
I'm not a
But
fan
back
of
to
it, and I think maybe I'm too kayfabe that I expect the Southern Belle, and
you
maybe she
expect the
just
character
never
that
was
she
it.
presented. I mean,
Well,
she's
I guess
Southern, but she ain't a Belle. Okay.
But so I guess since I seen like, oh, she's former military, like, so I thought like she is this high class one, which I previously just 3 minutes ago I said I love sex workers. I do, but I guess I have been accustomed to this military Southern Belle lady, and she's neither. And now I don't know how I
She's
feel
military.
about.
She's ex-military. You can't take away her form of service away from her.
I
But
mean, yeah, she is ex-military, but like I'm talking like she's not. You know what I'm saying? Like
She's
this,
not conservative in that manner.
right?
No,
Yeah, yeah.
she's out here. She's
She's
sucking it.
conservative with her views, apparently, but you know,
I mean, she's conservative with her views, but not with her sexuality. And
no,
she,
no.
she does call them nasties, but that's her fans, the nasties.
Jesus, did she say that?
Yeah.
That's so cliche, but I get it. It's you're missing money by not doing it. I get it. I get it.
Yeah, I looked on Instagram. She said, "Come check out my spicy, you nasties," and then she flexes and walks around.
God,
She still does the Lacey Evans character, but now she does it in a very nasty way. Really.
she would have been leaving money. Would have been leaving money on the table by not doing it. But
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm
You
good
know.
on it. I
As
don't
long as
need
we
it.
don't see
I don't.
Mandy just screaming, "Put some respect on my name," and then she drakes her clothes off. Mandy doesn't
She
have to do
got
that.
mad about somebody saying that, saying they took her line. It was
She
like,
got
dude,
mad at Tiffany.
we all seen Birdman do it 5 years ago. What kind of game we playing?
But I mean, she didn't do it in the WWE. Birdman did it on the Breakfast Club.
Is that and that? Come on, though. Like she made it seem like she made that lineup.
I think
But
we
I
know
get
she
it.
didn't. I think she just felt like I did it in the WWE first, and it was my NXT catchphrase.
And for somebody who is making so much money, which I'm not debating that she isn't, she is. She is way too obsessed with NXT. Let it go.
I think a part of her just wants to go back because she wants to finish that run with.
She doesn't even. It's like not even the main. Like, she just wants to finish the NXT thing. She
Yeah,
wants
she
them to
would.
acknowledge her title reign. She wants.
I think she's hurt that when they don't mention her as a trailblazer in wrestling, and they mention people that's done far worse than what she's ever done in her whole life,
Yeah.
and I think that bothers her. Like they'll mention Vince, they'll mention Hogan, they'll mention hell, they'll mention Jimmy Fly, Superfly Jimmy Snooker, who murdered his girlfriend. They're the only person
Allegedly.
they don't allegedly, but he went to jail.
Yeah, but he was deemed unfit for trial, so
That's
we'll
because he
never
was
know. We'll
he
never
was
know.
he was old. He was nuts by then. He was barely here. If Vince wouldn't have paid that money, he would have went to prison in 82 and
Mm,
83. You know what
man.
I'm saying? We would have not never talked about Superfly Jimmy Snooker and his daughter that has a forever job, even though
And
she
with
don't.
that said, and I don't want to predict any negativity thing, but I really do feel like Matt Riddle is on the path to going to jail.
Matt Riddle's on the path of Roger Jackson,
Oh, that too. Either
but not
jail
for the same
or
reason. Not
just
for the same reason.
disgraced and pretty much blacklisted in wrestling. But well, let's get into what he has done because he's done a few things recently. The big one. I'll start with the small one. He randomly said on TMZ that AJ Lee he heard she gets around and
Yes.
that he thinks CM Punk is a creep and for being at NXT so much.
Hmm.
And he says he believes they both don't like each other. I don't think they've met each other.
They don't. They haven't. He's also
What is
stated
his
they haven't met.
obsession? What is his obsession?
I think his obsession is he didn't make money with that man, and because he
He wasn't
became a
going to make
very.
money with Goldberg or Roman Reigns for the same exact reason. Like sometimes you got to shut up.
I feel like Matt was presented in the WWE to be over. People like Matt. Matt could have been a guy, and then when Vince was like, "I don't think I'm going to pull the trigger on you," and I think Vince saw, "Oh, you too reckless." Not that you're not talented, not that you're not over. You as a human being, Matthew Riddle,
Mhm.
the man, is too reckless with his lifestyle
But they
to be a
still
wrestler.
gave him a chance, though. They put him on the main roster. He even like right before he got suspended, he was in the main event at Extreme Rules against Seth Rollins in that weird octagon fight.
That fight pit match.
Yeah, the fight pit, which was dope, by the way. It just gets overshadowed by the Bray Wyatt return, but it was dope. So it was like they were still trying with the guy. He had the stoner gimmick, but honestly, I'd rather him do that than what he's doing now. So
He doesn't have a gimmick. He has a he has a douchebag gimmick. If being a douche is a gimmick, that's his gimmick.
I think he always was, and maybe I just liked him too much to see it.
He always to me seemed like a frat boy that was always high and thought he was the toughest guy in the room. To me, I felt like he became a wrestler so he could be the toughest person in the room.
And you probably are right.
Because wrestling is it's not it's a work. and then he was in the majority of the time he might have been the toughest guy in the room. You
But the
know,
thing is, and that's one thing I didn't understand, like, because with WWE, like, they still like, big checking business. They big on especially protecting their top guys. He's openly talking about retiring Goldberg and he can't wrestle, he'll beat him up. And it's just like y'all know he's saying it, but then y'all entertain it in y'all backstage documentaries. Like they filmed the meeting. It was just like, why are they feeding this? Which
and
I noticed they didn't.
they make sure it's a part of the advertising for
Yeah,
those
and so I
media.
was really so it's just like when you do this, you enabling him to continue this type of stuff, which is why he felt the need to speak his mind about Roman. And just like, why didn't you pull aside like, hey, nobody's debating how good of a fighter you were or are, but can you not talk about what you would do in real life to our top guys? Can you have some respect, a little bit of respect? Can you know what I'm saying? Like,
I feel
why
like
would
he
you?
needs to have all the respect in the world, but honestly, I feel if he was in that mindset, I would put him in a shoot fight with Brock in real life. Like, but make sure it's in the ring,
He said he wanted that too. He
and
said
he
he
would
wanted
have
to
got it.
retire Brock.
And I think he would have Brock would have beat him. I honestly
I think
think Brock would have
I
beat
do think because of weight, but I think like I think he could.
him. Not skill, but
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
Brock has enough skill where he can wrestle him. I don't think he can out wrestle
yeah.
Brock on the mat. And then if Brock can choke him, I think Brock could choke him. I don't
But
think
like
it'll be
I
like
think
a
I don't think he
feud
can
or a
hang with
Kurt
him.
or
Like if
Kurt Angle
they
thing.
if they like strike him, like I think Matt could get him. But I think the size would play a big difference with
They'll
Matt.
catch up with him. It'll definitely
But
catch up with him.
but I don't want to take no away from him. Matt can fight, man.
No, Matt can
He,
go.
yeah,
Matt
yeah.
can go. But
I don't know about
also,
today. I don't know about today.
yeah, that's what I was going to bring up. I don't think we haven't seen him fight now. We saw young, disciplined Matt Riddle, not high sex fiend Matt Riddle. Like we don't know what he can do. Talking about Me Too's a lie. I don't know why you like him. I'm like, what's wrong with you, bro? Like, why are you just saying random stuff, like random upsetting things? But
So yeah.
I am going to say this. You know where I think we're going to see him next? This past weekend was the Real American Freestyle debut. Hulk Hogan's, uh, amateur wrestling
And he was there. That's where you seen his
thing,
his uh his
and
his
his
uh
feet.
his, his French. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
His friendship toes. So we saw he was there. Holly Holmes. I don't know if you know who Holly Holmes is.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
So Holly Holmes wrestled, like
Oh,
as a
did she? I didn't
surprise.
know that.
She had a match. She lost because obviously she's not a wrestler. That's not her thing. She's a striker.
Yeah,
But
but I say she's a striker. That's what I like seeing her for.
Holly Holmes, she wrestled. She lost by a point, and it was
It's
like a
not.
surprise.
So it's not bad, is it?
No, no, no. It was good. She did good. Like she got the first point. Actually, she got the first points in the match because she
Okay,
just
cool,
came in
cool.
and she came in explosively and just slammed the girl. I was like, oh, okay. So I feel like if Holly Holmes is going to do that, Kurt Angle was there. Obviously, the WWE helped them with footage and everything else. The WWE helped them put it together.
Oh,
So they
Kurt was
can't do
there.
this. Kurt was one of the anchors.
Oh, cool, cool.
Nick Hogan is the commissioner because Hulk Hogan was going to be the commissioner.
I guess you gotta give him some money some kind of way.
Nick got money. Nick. I'm pretty sure when I purchased these 3 Hogan shirts that are in my cart in HulkHoganShop.com, the money's going to Nick.
Well,
It's not going to Terry because Terry is not alive. Maybe Sky, not Brooke, because Brooke ain't in it. If they got a Brooke Hogan shirt, if anybody's watching it to know where a Brooke Hogan shirt is, I want it. But back to Riddle, I honestly think he'll show up on that Real American Freestyle.
speaking of freestyles, he did do a freestyle on Twitter where he explains himself with his big situation. He no showed a UK wrestling
The
event.
UK wrestler.
They
He
gave
was
him the
supposed to wrestle
money.
Simon Miller on the event.
Yeah. Do you watch Simon Miller on What Culture?
Yes, I do. I watch West Coast Wrestling.
Yeah, I think he's one of my favorite wrestling internet guys.
I was very happy for him when he got to wrestle on those TNA shows and his
Oh yeah,
AEW
yeah,
show.
yeah.
I was very happy for him.
And that's the thing, like he doesn't seem like he takes any of that for granted. He always seems very appreciative and grateful. I really feel like they should, I like seeing him involved more, in wrestling things in
I
North
think somebody
America.
should sign it. Somebody should
Yeah,
sign it.
yeah,
But I hope, and I was kind of disappointed that WWE had a whole European tour. Hire that man as an extra or something. You don't got to put him on a.
yeah,
You
something
don't have to put
like
him in an angle, but hire him because he's good. You know he's good. He's done. He's worked for TNA, which is your sister company now at this point. You know AEW has a few of your world champions working over there. I don't think they said anything bad about him. So,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
who knows? But I hope it takes off for him. But continue about what you're talking about,
Yeah, so
Matt
Matt
Riddle.
Matt's supposed to work with him. They paid him. Apparently, there's a lot of the ticket sales are supposed to go to charity. Matt no shows. They announce it. Matt is I think in a robe and on Twitter, and he is saying he wasn't going to do it, and he didn't want to because they was going to make him sit in a hotel for 2 days, and he didn't want
Mhm.
to do that. He also said he was not planning to give him that money back, even though he hasn't done it yet.
They have stated that he's given them the money back.
Okay,
He gave them
okay.
the deposit back. It took him a
Oh,
while.
that's good. It good. It took him a minute, but
Took
he
him a
did it.
while, but he gave him the deposit.
He should have done that as soon as he said no. As soon as he said I'm not going, he should have
As
just to
soon as,
prevent any bad press. Which I guess he doesn't. He doesn't care about bad press.
but to him, he said, "Hey, you can just take it out the money. You can take the flight out the money, but I'm not paying for my own flight to get there on Saturday."
Which I didn't get that because it's not a difference.
And then I guess he just didn't want to put. He might not have that money. He might not have liquid cash. He might not have that much
Okay.
liquid.
I thought maybe okay, maybe he didn't want to deal with go setting up a flight himself. That's what I
He
was
might have
thinking.
wanted. He might not want to do that either. So
Yeah,
it could
yeah.
be a multitude of things that that he didn't want to do. And then when they were like, "Nah, you just do it," I think that maybe he was just like, "Okay, screw this show." Was he wrong? Yes. So if you're advertised, if you can make it, you should make it. I think that's with any kind of star.
I really
Yes,
don't
Paula
think it.
Cole, I'm
I
talking to
don't think
you,
there's
brother.
nothing fun, nothing. Well, who?
Paula Cole. It was a she was a good she was a big artist in the early '90s. She was like pop rock, pop folk. She was pop folk, and she was supposed to be at the Waterfront Wednesday this coming Wednesday, but she canceled. I was going to go to that. I was like, oh okay,
Oh, that was a local thing. And
it was a
she,
local thing.
man, shout out to
She canceled.
Waterfront Wednesdays.
Yes sir, yes sir.
I'm
I
gonna
always put
speak it. I'm speaking into existence. I'll be there one day.
no. I'll go to that one, brother.
Yeah, okay.
I'll go to that.
So he doesn't do that, and then he for whatever reason in his rant decides to acknowledge his another bad situation he had. He's like he called the people on the internet morons, and he said and
Hmm.
that's why you believe the Me Too stuff.
Yeah.
Which I think he should never touch on that issue.
When he
Because one,
said
I
that,
forgot about it. I really forgot about it. And now him bringing it back up. And when it happened, like I said, I was a fan of him, so I didn't want to believe it. Now I'm seeing this new side of him. It
yeah,
sounds
you
like
did that.
something that he would do.
Yeah, you
It's-
did that. Yeah, you did that. But I feel like so I forgot it was a WB documentary about him, about how he got into wrestling, and it showed his wife before he left, like his wife, his kids, his family. I made sure to watch that because I didn't watch it when it first came out because I really wasn't a big fan. I was a big fan of like what he did in the ring, but I wasn't a fan of his character. Now that I realized that it's him as a person, I definitely wasn't a fan of that either. But but after he left his wife, I was like, oh, I'm gonna watch this documentary now, and then I'm gonna read her tweets and the text messages that she posted. And then when I watched it all, I could tell that he was unhappy the entire time
Oh, really?
because he was. It seemed like he was happy on the road because he was a star. When he was home, he was just my husband, the father of my kids, and I don't
Yeah.
think that was enough for him.
Which
You
I
know what I'm saying?
did say. I did say with her, I sensed I had a sense of structure over there.
Yeah, and I think for him, he wanted to be the man, the hero. I think for him, honestly, I think this is a lot. This goes for a lot of people to get into MMA. MMA. They were bullied as children,
You think so?
and then they fight, and then they became something, and then he became a guy. He was a tough guy. He was a tough guy, and then he became a superstar as WWE superstar. He was a wrestler, indie wrestler, and we all know rats are real.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think he enjoyed the fanfare that he got. And then when he came home, that's not real. That's not reality. So he wanted to make it his reality. So now he's dating a porn star, doing porn on the side.
Because he
You
has a
know,
big you know what, according to
because
him.
he has a big one,
I just
buddy.
thought that was so funny because he's like, you fucking morons, you this and that.
You
And I
cuss,
got a
but you ain't
big
not gonna say.
it was like, what?
You're not gonna talk about your member directly. You could have just used the scientific penis. Yeah, like I would have been
I was
okay
just
with that.
like, it just threw me off because he was just like, you this and that, and he's like, because I got a big, you know what? I'm like, what? Why did you censor that?
I mean, you're censoring. the least offensive thing there. Maybe he's sure. I don't. He's trying to get some R. Kelly's thing going on. He's trying to get some underages. So he doesn't.
I
He didn't
hope
want it too
not.
censored. He's gonna. He's gonna. I got a big. You know what? He's gonna put that out there. Just have that clip
Good.
going so it doesn't get censored. It's a horrible move. But speaking of him, like, I mean, you brought it up earlier before we recorded. Me too. Let's talk about Ronda Rousey. That's
Oh, man. So Rhonda, and this is something that I guess I'm in the minority of. Rhonda, also someone who spoke out in the Me Too movement. I think she did her singing later though, right?
yeah. She was near the
Yeah.
end. Drew Gulak touched my drawstring. Bad Drew Gulak. Number job.
Dang it, man. I haven't seen that man since.
I've seen him.
Oh, you have?
He
Okay.
did a match. It was on the independent stuff. I don't think he's going to be
Okay.
brought into anything. Obviously, he's not going to go to AEW.
Do
Marine
you
Shafir
remember
there.
his brother?
No, I don't.
His brother got so his brother was, I guess, like online talking with some girl or something and started expressing some desires and some weird, the I word, I think, type role
Mm.
play. Yeah, and she reported it or someone else reported it. I think because it's been a minute since I heard the story, so I don't know if it was she heard it or he had an actual like wife or girlfriend who seen it, and they either way, it was a bad ending. People was on internet tagging Drew in it. He had nothing to do with it.
That's not his. That's not his. That's his brother, not him.
You know how that is on the internet. Like outside even wrestling, like something happens to somebody that's famous, like their sibling or relative. Hey, you see what your it could be like a long third cousin. You see what your cousin did? Like I don't even. I'm this is news to
That's your
me. I don't
family.
know. Yeah, like
I'm not.
it's
I don't live with them anymore. I feel like that's insane, and that is celebrity culture, not just wrestling culture. That's just celebrity
yeah,
culture.
yeah, it is.
Because you relate to somebody doesn't mean you're up in their business, especially as an adult. When you're grown and like you have a sibling, do you know everything your brother does? No, I don't think you do.
No, no, no.
No, granted, I don't have a sibling, but Jesus, I don't think I would know what they were doing. I got friends, I don't know what they do. I don't know what you do, bro. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I have a cousin, you know him. I don't know what he does. He just messages me randomly. Cuz, you
I,
know what I did? No, because I don't know what you do.
I, I,
And that's okay.
I think it's like, well, it's one thing. It's like they ask you, they want you to like denounce them, which is a weird thing because like your friends do messed up things, like, and so like if you find out like they've like supported them or paid their legal fees or anything, then it's like we seen this, and then they post these articles and all this stuff, but it's just like they don't stop being your friend. Like and
No.
you can still be disappointed in what they did, and I think that's
Yeah.
like a lack of I don't know, like a lack of empathy, like when it comes to somebody doing something bad, like, and you're just like, yeah, I
It's a
don't, I
lack
don't like
of
what they
realistic
did.
expectations.
Yes, yes, it is a lack of realistic expectations because they
Because
expect
you
like,
wouldn't do it. No, they know if they know if they were in that, they wouldn't do it. You wouldn't just
yeah,
say, "Yep, my friend did something fucked. I'm not messing with you no more." My cousin did something.
everybody
You
has
ain't my family
friends
no
or
more.
family that's in jail that they know is guilty,
Yeah,
and it's
yeah,
you still love them.
yeah. You still like, man. I know. Roscoe stole that candy.
Yeah,
He's
it
in.
is.
You gotta pay. Do the crime. You gotta pay the time. Boy.
Yeah, it's
Something
just
like that.
like a perfect example. Well, I don't know if it's a perfect example, but a example. The That's so 70 Showcast when they wrote letters on the benefit of their buddy, the Scientology dude.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And people was,
The dude that
really
played
mad
high.
about, people was mad that they was right. But like, I mean, that's their guy. Like, I'm not saying they think that, that it was okay of what he did. I think they just trying to help
Oh
out
no,
their
it
buddy in
wasn't
any
okay.
way they can. Yeah, like they just trying to
That's their friend.
yeah,
They
like
don't know who he's texting at night. Okay, they
yeah.
don't know who he's trying to get in the pants with. They just know that that's their friend, that's their coworker, that's somebody that they shot the breeze with, shoot the shit with on a daily basis that they talk to, and he's in trouble and he
Yeah,
messed up.
that was
You
really
know,
it.
and you don't know. Now, granted, if he was like, "Oh yeah, he didn't win up her and he didn't touch Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher's son," then it's like, "Oh, okay, you got a problem, cuz," and nobody's on your side because not only is it's somebody that we know is
Yeah,
a
yeah,
victim.
yeah. But yeah, they didn't know, and I'm sure he told them like, "Hey, I didn't do this stuff." Because why would he say,
Mhm.
"Yeah, I went and sexually assaulted these people, and the
On a recorded
Scientology church
line.
is trying to help me out." Like, so can you assist them and also help me out in this situation? No, like nobody's doing that.
Exactly. No, no, no. So I think with the, I feel like Drew like was a great wrestler. He was like a dull dude. Like I don't think he necessarily had personality, but I think he's somebody that could have been like Timothy Thatcher is right now, who's working with them at the performance center to become better wrestlers.
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
Some reason I
Thatcher's
just thought
over
he
there
just
doing that.
I thought he got let go and disappeared.
No,
I
no, no.
heard
I think him and
Shayna Blazer is over there.
Shayna's doing it too. But Shayna says also she's looking for a job. If AEW picks it, wants her, she's ready.
Mm,
I don't think she has a contract over there. She's just doing it. Like when they
okay.
bring her in, they'll bring her in, but I don't think it's a
She
full
was
time
already
gig.
over there, from what I understand, before she got let go, so she should have seen the writing on the wall.
Yeah, I think she should have. But also Natty goes over there all the time. Natty still has a job. Natty's still an on screen
Natty's
performer.
different though. Natty's gonna retire there. Like Natty is,
And yeah, I think Natty has a job for life.
yeah, she's
She should have a job for life. I mean, she's obviously
she is undervalued at the job, but she has it.
being under. Hey, she's not the only one undervalued at the job in the WWE.
And she's undervalued so much that I don't even think the fans want to see her get it. I mean, she has her fans because I see on like on Instagram and stuff. They're like, "Oh man, this is every time she's doing her outside endeavors and like
When she's Natty, just
yeah, when she's
Natty with
doing
the
Bloodsport and
braids and the
stuff.
singlet.
Yeah, they're like, "Oh man, this is how you should be on Raw." And then like, but I think when she popped up on Raw, people's like tired of seeing her. She just loses. She don't do anything. She's boring. Like people are just tired. They've given up on her. So it would be. I'm not saying impossible, but it'd be very difficult to get people to be interested in her again. I like Natty.
I feel like the Natty character would get her over, but
Yeah,
it has to be a change. It has to be a reason. She can't just show up as Natty one day.
I know. Although
You
she did
know,
in AAA, and they was just like, "This is different than what we usually."
yeah, and and Corey Graves sold what she did outside
Oh,
in
okay.
GCW, so it was fine. I feel that that's the only way she's going to be able to get over, and I hope she does. I hope that there's a thing because I feel like Natty's the big show of the women's division. Her heel turns and face turns are just so
And
random.
she has equally as many embarrassing moments as Big Show as well, like the farting gimmick.
Exactly. They just have. I feel like they just get treated badly, and people expect nothing of them. And I think they both, including Paul, not now, but Paul should have been more in the WWE than what he was.
Definitely.
That's just how I feel. I feel like Paul should have. I saw a clip of him press slamming Kane over the top rope,
I think
and Kane
he
landed on the
to his
mat.
oh wow. I think
Yeah,
to his
nobody caught him. He just
disadvantage,
threw it.
like he wasn't in the I think he would have been better used in the WWE now in today's age than in the past. Like in today's age, you have guys like we just talked about, like Roman and stuff that don't get used as much. Or like Amos.
Almost.
Yeah, like I think with Big Show, if you use him sparingly, because just like you gotta use him every week. And then like so you book him as this dominant guy, but then like just like anybody else, get lost in the shuffle, and then like he's like getting beat up by Rey Mysterio on a random SmackDown.
Which doesn't make sense for no title, nothing. It's just you take
Yeah,
him in
yeah,
there.
like no, yeah. I mean, which they have done a few like serious storylines, but like it'd be a good time like Big Show just have a random match and he just lose.
And that's horrible. I hate that that's the way he was booked.
And
I
then
mean,
when
he
they
can barely
feel
walk
like
now.
it, they would make him serious. When they feel like it, like he and usually when Paul Heyman was around booking him, that's when they
Yeah.
if
And then he understood that two people named Paul, they understand. He understood that the bigger Paul could have been something special. Especially when he was younger in WCW and he was still being able to do moonsaults off the top rope.
oh yeah, yeah.
And granted, I know he was trained to wrestle like Andre, but that was a bad move on Hogan's part to train him to wrestle like Andre when he was far more athletic than Andre ever was.
Well, yeah, I take into consideration that Hogan, Hogan's coming from an old era into a new one as it's unfolding, and all he
Yeah,
knows is what worked in the past. So
true.
I don't blame him. I do think calling him the Giant and trying to make it seem like he is sort of related to him was a bad move.
Yeah, well,
He
that
could have
he
called
was
him anything
Andre's
else.
son.
Yeah,
He
like
was
all that.
Andre's son, and he was the monster of the week. But he was the only monster of the week that stayed.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know,
But my favorite moments of Big Show in WCW is all the ones where it seemed like he didn't care. Like he was the one he's cutting the promo on the
when he
commentary
was
booth with
drunk.
Hogan,
Yeah,
or when he was like drunk, or when he was smoking cigarettes in the
smoking the
ring.
cigarettes. Yeah, just walking there smoking as a rib, and then he just kept it because it was over. The only ones that made me feel uncomfortable with WCW in general when it was talking about people's real habits was when they would have Hall with the drug habit.
Yeah.
That made me feel uncomfortable.
But WWF
But the Big
also,
Show,
they had the time where Stone Cold gave him the can. You remember
yeah,
that?
that made me feel
Yeah.
uncomfortable too. I didn't like that either because
People
I was
like
like,
fucking
this
with
man.
Hall. They like messing with him.
I think that was just because Hall was the more outspoken between him and Nash and any of them. He would tell the truth and he would make a joke out of it. Nash would be more of a businessman.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Scott Hall. You know, Hall was the cool one. He was the cool one that wasn't little because obviously I don't think X Pac was gonna go and talk the biggest poo. Because he wasn't the biggest star and he wasn't the biggest guy. But Hall wasn't small.
Right, right.
Hall wasn't a true businessman like Nash. Nash is the ultimate businessman in professional
Which you would
wrestling.
think that some of that would rub off on him just being around Nash. You would think.
But also he had the drug problem. And he had kids way younger than Nash. Rest in peace Tristan. But Nash had a kid late in life compared to Hall.
Mm,
Nash had his first kid during his WCW run. No, at the end of his WWE run, I take that back. At the end of his
okay.
WWE run, because he wanted to make more money and work less dates because he was going to have a kid. WCW, here I come.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Cody Hall was a little bit older than Tristan, and we already know
What's
Hall's
what's
story about him.
he doing?
I heard he's retired.
Okay.
I heard he doesn't want to do it anymore. I felt like he had it. He didn't have the look of his dad,
No,
but
no, he wasn't. He didn't look as cool.
he had the size. Because having the look of your father, I don't think is it. Look at Cody. Doesn't look like Dusty. He looked like maybe he's Dustin's son,
He does. He does look like he could be
not
Dustin's son.
not Dusty's son. Um, but he is Dusty's son, and he doesn't look like him. He doesn't have to. He's his own
No,
person.
and it's not about not looking like Hall. It's just that he doesn't look cool at all. And on top of that,
Dusty's
not
cooler
him.
than Cody as a babyface, not heel Cody,
Yeah, yeah.
but Dusty's
But,
cooler than
no, but
babyface.
I was talking about Cody Hall though.
Cody Hall, yeah,
Yeah, he doesn't look cool at all. Like he just, and on top of that, he's like also like dressed like Scott. So it's just like
Scott Hall.
you don't look like
That's the only
him.
thing I
You
didn't
don't look
want.
cool.
Like you
And
can use
then,
the razor's edge, and that's cool, but don't wear the blood tights that say Hall on the back. That's like if it's just
but
to
he
me
was in
that's a
Bullet
death
Club for a
sentence.
minute, right?
Yeah, he was. He was.
So I'm sure they was encouraging him.
That's a death sentence. I feel like the only way he could have did that is if he worked with Nash and Hogan,
Mm.
like on TV, like
Right, right, right.
or his daddy, because so he was still wrestling for his daddy died. He could have came out with him. Like
You
you
remember a
have to have
time that
somebody.
Nash said Cody stole money from him and felt the need to announce that on Twitter?
I feel like Nash is petty. Sometimes Nash is just
I
petty
mean,
because
not
that's
Nash.
petty.
Scott Hall did that.
Oh yeah,
He did
Scott
that.
R. Yes. Well, that's he's a petty father, but he's petty. That's the reason that people did stuff to him. That's the reason they threw beer on him because he was petty. He was a petty guy. They were petty to him. Hall's a petty guy. He was a petty father. He's a petty man. Speaking of pettiness, let's just throw it in there. Rampage Jackson is petty. He's disowned his son except paying for his lawyer bills.
Yeah,
There's that.
you know what? I would have said like, hey, I am disappointed in my son. He's not gonna talk about that. We're not gonna, we're gonna try to make things right with Stu. And I'm not talking to him. I ain't got nothing. I ain't got nothing to do with it. Like
I'm
trying to
disappointed
slide.
again.
It's just like, and I get it. You didn't do it. You wasn't there. I get it. But it's still your kid. Like, if my kid, like, I'm be like, hey, I'm disappointed. But I'm not about to say I'm not talking to him. Like, I'm not. I mean,
And
yeah, I
to use
might.
your younger children as an excuse.
Oh yeah.
Using that you have younger kids as an excuse to not talking to your older children doesn't make sense.
He already tried to slide off on his mom. He's like, he ain't been the same since his mom died. And it's like, It's like, have you been there for him since his mom died? Like,
That's what I was thinking. I was like, well, have you overextended, literally overextend yourself to be
because it
like,
seemed like
I
now
know
he's
I
like,
can't
I don't know
replace.
what he's got going on. But it
He's
seemed to
grown.
be
He'll figure
fine
it
to
out.
co-signed him as well as he was fighting. You know, he let him call himself the clone, and you know, and you had to have some sort of communication with him. That's another thing he said, like, oh, he ain't been the same, and I ain't got a connection with him and all this. But he knew he recently had the concussions. And then when everything you had him
Yeah,
on the phone. So I think y'all was more closer than what you were trying to portray yourself as. Which is weird because why would you do your kids like that? I get it, he was in the wrong, he's in trouble, but that's your son. Like you gotta have his back right now. Like you not to get play the it seemed like you were playing politics right there. I don't speak with him anymore. I don't, come on, man.
I just talked to his lawyers. We don't have direct conversation.
It's like you need to talk to him. You need to get him into some sort of mental health treatment or something, some anger management classes. You gotta. That's still your kid.
He needs to. Something needs to happen. We obviously know that everybody's. Yesterday, everyone posted that he's going to jail.
I missed that.
So it was on the one guy, the Romero dude that does Stevie Richards and Dutch Mantell's
Oh, that
podcast.
guy.
He
Where'd they
was on
find him?
there. Hey, I think he's a hustling wrestling fan that got some people
I just
that
like, where
wanted
did
to
y'all
be with
find
him.
this foreign guy? Where's he?
Where he found the young British man at,
Yeah, it's just like, and he
who
and he has this wealth of wrestling knowledge,
he does. I give him that. I give him that he's
like
done
about like
research.
Stevie's career. It's like, oh yeah, that was when you were feuding with such and such. And it's like, how do you know so much about Stevie?
Stevie and Dutch. It's Dutch really because the Dutch thing, that's my era and a little bit before my era of wrestling. And my territory because it's USWA. It's
I don't
Memphis. Memphis
watch
is a
the Dutch
Louisville.
one as much because I think you had sent me a clip, and I was like, "Wait a minute, is that the same dude from the Stevie podcast?" So I didn't even know he was on there for a minute. I don't because every time I see a clip from Dutch, he talks like he really don't know, like he ain't really watching this, and he don't, and like he just giving a guess to what he think is going on in a certain like story. It's like he knows he needs because he's got a podcast to do, so he's got to give his two
Yeah,
cents.
so he's
But
got to
it
watch a
seemed
little bit
like
of the content.
yeah, but it like he'll be talking about, and it's like you ain't really been watching the storyline, have you? Like
Of
it's just
course
like
not. But Dutch was sick for a little while. Let's be honest. Dutch was sick
oh,
for a
I
long
didn't know
time.
that. Yeah, no, I
His
haven't
wife
kept
was
up with him.
sick. Yeah, Dutch was sick. His wife was sick. Like there was like a GoFundMe for his wife and him because they were in the hospital. He was in the hospital and stuff.
Oh wow, no, I
So
didn't know
I,
that.
I give him a pass for not wanting to watch all these hours of. There's hours of wrestling.
Yeah, it's too
Let's think
much.
about it.
Yeah, like I'm
We
not
got
blaming him
two.
for it. I guess I just don't like that he comes in and he's why are we asking him questions? Like why is he being
He
that's
needs a
my thing.
payday, man. He needs a payday
Okay.
because we have to
I get
think
it.
there is a lot of wrestling. If you watch it, you don't watch everything. I don't watch it. I
No.
watch a lot,
No.
but there's no way I can watch everything because we got the 2.5 hours of Raw, we got the 2 hours of NXT, we got the 2 hours of LFG, the hour of LFG on Sunday. Then we have the hour of Evolve. Then we have the 2 hours of Dynamite. Then we have 2 hours of Collision, 2 hours of SmackDown.
And then WWE also on top of that expects you to watch all these podcasts.
The podcast main event is still on Hulu. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, yeah,
Which
yeah.
does have two dark matches a week. That's a lot of wrestling. Then there's PLEs for all these things. All of these shows have
Which
PLEs.
I think
There's TNA.
now more than ever, WWE should take the separate brand serious.
Oh, for sure.
Like like back in the day when X-Men had the two different teams. And you can just read that book or you can read that. I mean, you can read both if you want, but like if you want to keep up with this team, here you go. You got this one.
You read this one.
Like now, please separate. So now, like instead of watching all this, I can just keep up with Raw and SmackDown, Raw or SmackDown. Like I don't need to watch this whole week if I don't want to. I mean, of course, if you live and breathe all this, then please take it. But like, have some distinction. I want to, and to make things different. I'll say that to make things different, where it's like where you really are watching a different show. Like this is, I
I
mean,
can
you
see
got
that.
parts
I
of,
can see
like the Bloodline stuff goes on SmackDown. Like you do have little things, but like make this a little like, oh, this is SmackDown stuff. And SmackDown feels totally different from Raw. Like to have that, and then. And split these PLEs up, man. Like do a SmackDown PL. Bring those back. I think you're good now because like you don't have to worry about pay-per-view buys no more. Like
And I don't
go
see
ahead.
them do. The only reason I don't see them doing that because some people still buy pay per views. Jim Cornette was a person that said he bought pay per views up until the end. When up until the end, he still buys AEW pay per views.
Just to shit
But
on
I
them.
think, I mean, he got to cover. He don't shit on everything. He shits on 90% of it. But
Good 90.
you get that 10% where he said they did a good. This was an okay match, but then it was this spot, and then downhill
Yeah,
from there.
yeah, yeah.
But I feel like no. I feel like okay. So if they do them, like I agree with you, but I feel like if they do them, if they actually make it into what it is, like let's talk about this tomorrow night. CM Punk is going to be on SmackDown. We're filming this the day before SmackDown, but tomorrow night CM Punk is going to be on SmackDown, so we can get the big reveal of AJ, right?
Hmm.
Which we all know. So if they did that, and Roman Reigns is a SmackDown wrestler, he's in a feud with everybody on Raw.
Maybe, maybe. But when's the last time
If
he's
you
been
look
on
on the
SmackDown? Oh, he's still
if you look
listed
on
as
the
well.
I looked on the website yesterday
Oh, okay.
just to make sure. But before I even brought this up, I was like, man, is Roman Reigns even a SmackDown wrestler? Is he? I don't know. I was like, oh, maybe he's on Raw. Maybe I thought Roman Reigns was a free agent because remember, Heyman said Roman Reigns had free agency.
See, I thought that was just
If you
because he
remember,
had the titles.
but remember he didn't have the titles when Roman Reigns when he announced it to Solo
Okay.
before he got put to the table. Remember when Solo was trying to when is Roman coming back, and he was like, oh, Roman's a free agent. He doesn't have a brand. So I was like, oh, Roman doesn't have a brand, at first. But then I looked and it said Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman are both SmackDown superstars.
Maybe they just haven't updated that because Paul Heyman is clearly on Raw.
And that's what I'm saying. I mean, Roman could be on whatever he wants to be on, but I mean, it looks to me, that this man is it just didn't make sense. It didn't make sense to me. I don't think it makes sense to you.
No, no, not at all.
So I'm just saying. Okay, can you see the screen, sir?
Yeah, yeah, I can see it. I'm looking at it.
All right. So if I share the screen, we'll go to current superstars and we'll go to SmackDown.
Okay.
First of all, there's AJ Styles, which also does
Look at
not
AJ
make sense.
Styles.
Why am I showing AJ Styles anyway? So we're
Random
gonna
question about
go
AJ Styles. We all agree he is towards the end of his run.
the tail end.
Why is he obsessed with the Intercontinental title? Like, what are we doing here?
Look, I can't answer that question to you because I don't
But
know the answer.
it does sound crazy, doesn't
It
it?
doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. The
It is.
reason I feel like it doesn't make sense, it don't make sense. No, it doesn't make sense at all. But the reason I feel like it does not make sense. Okay, so there's some people on there. Like, okay, so we go to Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar is part of the free agency.
Right,
That makes
right.
sense.
I do remember it. I
The
remember
only
that.
free the only free agents that they have are Omos and Brock Lesnar.
Oh,
So that means it's not Roman Reigns.
okay.
We go to SmackDown.
Uh-huh.
Roman Reigns.
There he goes.
Roman Reigns is a SmackDown superstar,
When's the last time he been on it?
and so is Paul Heyman.
When's the last time he's been on it?
So is Naomi is still on the SmackDown superstar list.
Yeah, so
Lillian Garcia, it might be it. Who? That's the ring announcer.
oh, okay. All right.
That's the ring announcer, the one that took Lillian's spot when she did not come back.
Okay.
But this is the SmackDown. Shout out to Shahid, be fab.
Wait a minute, is
Just to
she
close
still
over
there?
what you who
The
Lillian
the girl. No, no, Alba.
Alba Fire.
Yeah.
She's part of the secret. She's part of the Secret Harvest.
Oh, she is. Hey, well, all right. Does she
Isla
have a
Dawn is
partner that
gone to
got
AEW.
released? Okay.
Yes,
All right.
Isla
All
Dawn
right.
is in AEW. I don't think
All right.
Isla Dawn is on this. She's
Okay.
not.
All
She
right.
shouldn't be on.
Cool, cool. I got you.
Tamina might be on SmackDown still. No, we don't see Tamina. Thank God, because if I saw Tamina was still on SmackDown,
I think she's
Triple
still
H
getting a
is
check
on
though.
every show. She still works there. Yes,
Well, it was rumored she was let
R-Truth.
go, and then there's always rumors that she was seen backstage. Like, I see that pop up every now and then, or whatever she's doing. She is. She seems. I'm assuming she's in a good situation.
And we didn't finish about Ronda. So the only reason I said it is because Alexa's right here.
Oh yeah.
I think you feel like this woman right here. isn't she's not my favorite wrestler, but I know that she's people tune in to watch. Alexa gets one of the biggest pops. When I went to SmackDown when it was in Lexington, she got the
Hmm.
biggest pop other than Cena.
She does.
Her
She's
pop was
popular.
bigger
I'm
than
not. I'm
Cody's.
not denying that. But when I put her in the ring with Ronda Rousey,
I mean, we were in the Rumble. I think you remember her pop.
yeah, yeah. And I actually I didn't think she had a good showing in the Rumble. I'm just like when it was just like, all right, we're gonna put you. Ronda was saying they suggested to do a program with Alexa Bliss, and the reason was because Alexa sells the most merch, and it was just like, what? Like you guys, like your creative department and your merchandise department shouldn't even be
Having a conversation.
thinking together. Yeah, like they shouldn't even. Yeah, like why is that even a thing? Um, like if she sells the most, then all right, make some more shirts for her. But I wouldn't have put her in no. I wouldn't have made her a serious competitor for Ronda Rousey. No, I wouldn't have.
Well, I agree. I agree. She shouldn't have been. She
But I
shouldn't have
seen
been.
a lot of people was like, you guys don't understand how this works. You know, merch sales, equal demand, and it's like, dude, like, no, like, just stop it. I feel like people do that discussion about merch sales the same way politicians twist up like numbers about statistics. It's just like to benefit them whenever it benefits them to use those numbers, and when it doesn't, just ignore those numbers. Because I remember when Zack Ryder was selling merch all the time. Like, y'all made up every excuse
Yeah.
not to use him. So it's just like, why do we play this game to like merch matters when we want it to matter? Karrion Cross had the number one shirt for a minute. His position didn't change.
He did. He'll let you know his position didn't change now that it is paid.
You know, it's just and they had fans was begging WWE shop to make him a shirt. So it wasn't even something they really wanted to do.
You're so right about that.
Because they
But
did
I
make
feel
the shirt, and then they started. He's like, "Thanks for all the messages," because they kept sending messages. I think on the account because they wasn't bringing the
yeah,
shirt to the live shows. So it's like they made a
they
shirt, then they
weren't.
didn't even want it. They didn't even want to sell it at the shows.
Which is sad. I mean, because they was like, you're nobody, and
But
you know
now
he
when I think it was Baron Corbin did the interview and he explained this whole situation. When your contract's about to
yeah,
end, they sideline you for a minute and then they bring you in for negotiations and be like, well, your numbers are down and you haven't done much. And it's like, wait a minute, I ain't done much because you took me off the show.
exactly. So we're not gonna show you too much. We're not gonna give you too much money. The only people they don't do it with are, the top guys, the Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns might not even be there during his time contact negotiation. His
Yeah,
contract
yeah,
doesn't even
yeah.
matter. But he's always going to be a merch driver. So I see that. And then you have, but when it comes to back to the point, Alexa and
Yeah, yeah,
Ronda.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Alexa and Ronda couldn't really have a good match together. And I completely agree with that. But Alexa's over enough where it doesn't matter. I feel like it should have been. I feel like a lot of the matches should have been squash matches,
That's how I
except
would have booked
against like the
Ronda.
Becky's. Yeah,
And sometimes I would use her like where I wouldn't even like sometimes I wouldn't even have given her a storyline. It's just kind of like the storyline is facing Ronda Rousey.
the
Like,
music just pops on while somebody's talking shit and they get beat up,
yeah, or it's
and I
like
can see it.
or the storyline is your baby face who has got to overcome Ronda Rousey. That's how I'm booking her.
Yeah,
She's the monster. Like I'm not trying to discuss her feelings or no. She comes in and you got to fight her. That's it. That's it. That's it. Like it's simple. Like you didn't have to do all this goofy stuff with her. Like it's just she's the badass that you got to fight. That's it.
I feel like Ronda got one more run in her, and I feel like if it's booked by Triple H, it'll be epic.
She got to go in there and make amends with Bruce Pritchard and everybody else she talked shit about.
What if Ronda is CM Punk's person and it's not AJ Lee?
I think that's a possibility. I think Ronda likes CM Punk. I think, and I don't know, man. Like people. Here's my thing about AJ Lee. Um, and I guess I want to make this one of the last topics. I don't. There's a couple things.
Okay.
One, I feel like as part of me that doesn't think she's coming because all these other times she's been hyped. I mean, like two Rumbles and she ain't came. She was very adamant that she was done with wrestling, which I know that means nothing in wrestling.
because it's wrestling.
Yeah, but it's just like all these open opportunities. She was supposed to come, she didn't come, and then now this,
True.
this random thing. And my only thing about like, all right, maybe she is this, this whole angle with Becky Lynch and the fact that she did acknowledge the AJ Lee chant, which is like, okay, she
Yes.
probably is coming. But then my thing
They
about
repeated.
her
She doesn't work.
when she does come, I do think a lot of people are gonna be disappointed. I want no disrespect. I don't think she was that great of a wrestler. I think she was really good for the time period. She was better than what women's wrestling was at the time. And then you got to set in the point. She's an age. She's been chilling. She's in great shape, but is she in wrestling
Yes.
ring shape? That we don't know.
That's not the same.
It's not the same.
That's not the same.
So it's just, all that type of stuff. And then it was just like, does she really want to? Because she was working with who was she working with? Wow.
Yeah. She was working with WoW as a GM
And
and
never
booking,
wrestled.
and
Never wrestled.
she was an on-screen GM, but she never wrestled. No.
So it's just like, does she even really want to do this? Like
I also feel like if you did work for WoW, do you think WoW's going to pay? WoW can't pay you that WWE money.
they
Granted,
came,
she's
but
making the WWE money.
it seemed like she
Phil's
wanted to
making
be
it.
there. Her husband's making
Larry's
money,
making
so
it.
I think the only reason,
So it's a
for her to
dog.
come would be like the only reason to go there is if she wanted to. So if she wanted to go there and she didn't want to wrestle, then I don't think she really wants to wrestle. You get what I'm saying?
I get
Because
it.
why get involved and do anything else? You don't have to do anything. You can sit at home and chill.
I don't know if you saw it, but there were some people on Twitter saying, "Is AJ Lee's match going to be as disappointing as Nikki Bella's match was at Clash in Paris?"
I don't think so. I don't think it'd be that disappointing. Which and I've said things. I'm not a Bella fan. I'm not gonna shit on her about that spot. Things happen, man. And I think they made up for it. Becky stepped back and she went for a pin. I think she handled it smoother than I would have.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Becky didn't sell it because she knew it was not. It
Yeah, she
wasn't
took
like
us
Top Dollars jump over the top rope when he didn't hit nobody and they all sold.
right, right. She did step back because she was expecting to move. But then when
Yeah.
she didn't sell it, she just took a step back. She went for a pin. I think she played it off as good as you could. In my opinion. I mean,
Yeah.
Nikki missed. Shit happens, man. There's times
And it
wrestlers
was
do
the only
things and
one
miss.
thing.
Like, yeah, like I and
And
this has come from
she's
somebody
not.
who does not care for the Bellas.
Yeah, I wasn't mad at her. I know a lot of people. The rumors are that her attitude wasn't good because she was
I
upset by the
seen
match and she wanted
that.
another shot. I feel like Nikki always shined with Brie, and Brie always shined with Nikki.
Also, don't believe she's
Bring
that
them
passionate about a match. I think she's there because she needs to pay some alimony, but that's neither here nor there.
controversial statement, sir.
I'm just
Um,
saying.
she might be. I mean, she might be if you paying that much money because that was a lot of money.
A lot of money.
But I also feel like that was a lot of money. Like, oh God. But I
He's
feel like
so
Nikki and Bree are both business women. I think Bree might be better when it comes, but I don't know. Nikki
yeah.
might be the better businesswoman, but I think they're business women, and I think they understand that. Hey, money talks. Granted, I think Bree wants to come back more than Nikki,
Possibly.
just because I think Bree probably has something to prove. Bree was the less, if there's anything, the less attractive twin. I guess that's what people. The one that didn't get the fake boobs. That's what people. That's in real
I think
life.
that's the only thing where you because she didn't get enhanced, which I don't have no problem with people's plastic surgery or nothing, but I think it's that because before then they looked exactly alike. You know what I'm
Exactly the
saying?
same. And
So to say she's
now,
she wasn't attracted to Nikki is kind of weird because like they used to look exactly
yeah,
the same, and one changed, not the other one. Yeah,
yeah, exactly. So I feel like Nikki and Bree. I feel like Bree probably has something to prove more so than Nikki. If she don't have get nothing to prove, she has something to prove to her husband. The wrestling, the man that loves wrestling, the wrestling guru Daniel Bryan Danielson.
she
Nikki's
never gonna
man
impress
is
him. So
non-existent. I mean, hey, she can work her butt off. Maybe try.
I
I
mean
give her a
he's
match
gonna like
D
it because
plus.
he's gonna love it because it's her,
His
but
wife.
I mean it ain't
Yeah,
gonna
he's not gonna like the match itself as a whole if she wasn't there. If it, no. So, but that's here not there. But I think AJ, if it's not AJ, if it is Ronda, it'll be disappointing. So I feel like it has to be AJ. If it's not AJ, who else? Like
It's got
no
to be
one else
because
can get
you
somebody.
hyped this up now. If you just would have never acknowledged that and never had CM Punk do the "you're gonna regret it" or CM Punk say, "Oh, we're going to Chicago," like now you have to
Yeah,
deliver. So if it's not her, it's gotta be Ronda Rousey or it's gotta be the zombified version of Mae Young. Like you gotta,
we got to get some kind of some
yeah,
superstar.
like it's yeah, like
The zombified version of China to just
oh
power
man,
bomb and pedigree somebody. I feel it has to be somebody super
you
special.
can't
It
bring
can't be.
out it can't be
But I feel like
Cora Jade.
I was thinking Cora too. I like when I was like, what if it's Cora? Like that's less impressive than Roxy. And I love Roxanne, but
I do
I'm like,
too. I do
goddamn.
too.
If it's Cora and if it's, welcome to the generation of Jade, I'm like, oh no,
I
she
do.
getting booed.
I will say this about Roxy, which I don't, people getting injured is never a good thing, but I think Liv getting injured changed Roxy's life because I don't really know where she would have been doing on Raw if she wasn't in Judgment Day.
I think she, I think she would still be. I think she would be feuding with. She'd probably be feuding with whoever the women's champion would be. I don't think it would be Naomi at the point in time, like it was. Now it's not Naomi anyway, but I don't think it would have been Naomi. I think she'd probably be feuding with Stephanie Vicur.
You think so? I think
We
she'd
ain't seen
be.
Stephanie wrestle in 3 weeks. 3 weeks,
I
Stephanie had a match.
Yeah, I know. Think man, because I think she'd be kind of on the side like Kiana James, man. Like I don't know.
Leave my girl alone, Kiana James. That
I got
match
nothing
that she
against her,
had.
but
That
she is now turned into a sidekick. She is.
I mean, I think she just needs some time. She hasn't really had a match on the main roster except that one match she had with Natalia. Then she got injured, and now she had this. I'm not gonna call it a match that she had with Michin. She got rolled up. But right now, I think Julia needs her because Julia can't talk good enough English. She can't speak good enough English, and she needs Julia because they're unsure of her in ring ability.
By the way,
But I
you
feel
mentioned that while we have three people on Raw who don't speak good English, and it is in a full blown dramatic storyline.
they're in a storyline, and I know you're talking about Io, Oscar, and Kari. First of all, Oscar getting over just yelling Kari, like
Yeah,
yelling Kari's name is gonna get Kari over. Like
and another thing, they
she's gonna
don't
be more
have.
over than Roger Strong yelling people's name.
And I will say this, I gotta give it like it's not the best English, and people seem emotionally invested in it.
I think because they're over. People love Oscar.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, maybe that's it. Maybe
Oscar's
because it is Oscar, and Oscar did a great
people love
job
Oscar.
in that Twitter video explaining the whole situation too.
Yeah, everything. She broke down what it meant. Granted, we
Yeah,
already understood because
right.
we watched enough wrestling. But if you didn't watch enough Japanese wrestling and you didn't understand, if you didn't know the story of Triple Tails and everything else, she told it to you. She didn't tell you the whole story, but she told you enough for you to understand and
Yeah,
catch on.
she didn't tell you
That
the parts
Oscar,
where she was pissed off with New Japan.
she's not gonna tell you all that part, and you know how she almost died in that match with that. Oh my god, when he beat the shit out of her. All those mixed. Never do an intergender match again, woman, ever in your life. But she's not going to tell you all those things, and she doesn't have to because for the
No,
casual fan,
no.
they don't need to know. And people
And
are
I feel like she'd
are
get pissed
involved.
off again just talking about it.
She would. The English would be thrown out the way, and that deep guttural Japanese will come
Oh
out.
yeah.
She'll be upset. But yeah, people are deeply involved in that Oscar, Kari Zane, and Io Sky because they love Io as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
They were late to learn to love Io, but they loved Oscar immediately, and that's because Triple H booked Oscar as a beast,
He did.
and he obviously still loves Oscar. She's not going to be booked as the unstoppable force, but I'm
Right,
pretty
right.
sure the first match he has with Kari, Oscar's going over. I mean, with Io, Oscar's going over.
She's done enough. I feel like maybe in the same sense of AJ Styles, like they she's done enough. Even if she doesn't win another big one, she's submitted.
No, no, she doesn't have to. I mean, she's gonna have a feud with Rhea. She's gonna have a feud with Io. You don't. There's no such thing in the WWE as a woman a bigger feud than Rhea. Rhea right now, I don't think. If
I
you're
mean, yeah,
wrestling Rhea
she's
Ripley,
already made it clear she don't like Rhea, so yeah,
yeah.
it's inevitable to happen.
So I feel like that's it. She's doing her thing. If you're wrestling Rhea, doesn't get bigger than that. But AJ Lee, I don't. If AJ comes, I think there's people. They say AJ's not going to be a one off. She's going to have multiple matches. I hope if anything comes of this and she does put on a good performance at WrestlePalooza for ESPN, because that's the only reason they're bringing everybody back. Her and Brock is ESPN. They want as many views as they can to prove to ESPN they can pull in numbers on their first showing. I think there might be a clause in ESPN: if you don't pull this many views, we can pull your card. You
Which
know
is
what I'm
crazy
saying?
because I've turned on ESPN and seen people playing chess, and they never feel like they was pressured to draw in views.
They probably didn't pay millions of dollars for people to play chess. They paid millions of dollars for people to watch wrestling. So I think that the standard is different. So, but if AJ
Um,
Lee doesn't, if AJ and Brock don't pull in big numbers for at least, I guess, probably the pay per views for the rest of the year, at least until the Rumble, I
Also, they
think it's
if
going to
if
be
it's that important, they should have spent months building up their first
building
event
this pay per view.
and not rushing to cheat their way out of their Peacock contract.
Peacock deal. That I can say this, and I think I know I feel this way. I'm not going to speak for you, but if they would have just gave us some time to tell us WrestlePalooza it's going to be not a few weeks, because that's what they literally gave us, a few weeks,
Yeah.
for us to save up little bit of cash, man. I think we would have win. I know I would have win. I think you would have
Yeah,
win.
if
I
you
know
would have
you would
told
have
me
went too.
6 months in advance, I would have tried to save up and win.
And that the price of a WrestlePalooza event is as much
As it was for
paid
Royal Rumble. What?
for Royal Rumble in a smaller venue.
Smaller venue? Like, what is this? We was in the NFL stadium. It's
And
like, all right, I get you.
we were
Like,
in the NFL stadium. Yes. We were in a huge football stadium. We're going to be in just a regular arena that we all. I mean, I went past it because it was the one they had SmackDown in the day before.
oh, okay.
So, so I don't know. And the SmackDown tickets were $50 for like the same ticket that's $150 now.
Embarrassing, man.
I'm just putting that out there.
TKO, man, give us a break.
I, I mean, I'm here with you. I want a super. When you send me that promo code, I want it to be super, super, super discounted, man. I don't want something that's like $10 less,
Yeah, yeah, man. It's ridiculous.
but because it's crazy, and we're loyal customers. We've been there. I want to buy one get one free ticket. If I buy a Rumble ticket, I get the next ticket free.
Something. Some.
Something needs to happen. But I'm going to be entering some sweepstakes from Hot Topic pretty soon. I don't know. But that leads us to our last thing, which is The Rock. The Rock has purchased new stock in TKO
Oh,
and
I
did
didn't
a
know
Mark
that.
Kerr movie. Yes, he purchased. Actually, he didn't purchase it. It was included in his package, so they released more funds to him. It was included in his package of him being a board of directors. So now he has like 1,000 stocks. It's an astronomical amount. He owns a
Okay.
large chunk of TKO.
Oh man.
But with that coming out and him having the best movie that they said he's ever done, I will be watching The Smashing Machine as an MMA fan and a wrestling fan. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about The Rock has lost weight to what some people are reporting to that he might be 220 to 200 pounds to maybe 220 pounds at the most. Obviously, nowhere near wrestling weight. Maybe closer to Hollywood Rock weight, but I don't even think he's Hollywood Rock was that light. What do
Maybe
you
a,
think? Do
maybe a
you
little bit
think
smaller
this
than that.
then maybe a little bit smaller than that? I would definitely say that. But he's also older, so skin
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Yeah,
elasticity
yeah,
is not
yeah.
going to be with the same. So he's not going to have that youthful look that he had 25 years ago when he became Hollywood Rock. But do you think that this is the end of The Rock's wrestling career? And do you think that Dwayne Johnson and the final boss was a swan song for Dwayne?
So I don't know, and the reason I say that is because the way The Rock has acted around when he was last there, like he did the whole when people was like, "Hey, are you gonna? I heard you're not gonna be a Mania," and then he did a big deal about how he was gonna be there, and then he acted weird afterwards. He was like, "Oh yeah, we did it. We told a good story," and it's like, "Wait a minute, dude, you left." So what I don't know if this is the end, but I feel like it was he knew changes was going to happen where he couldn't be there. So I feel like the weight loss was pre-planned, and I feel like he was like, well, people. I'm starting to think like because people was like, oh, he has to do his movie, but it was like he could have did it. And he could have showed up at Mania. And then I'm thinking maybe he was like, well, people can't see me like this at Mania. That's what I'm starting to think. But I just don't see him not coming back. And I don't see him not doing another match. What that match would consist of now? Like, is he still gonna do the Roman match? Is he gonna finish the Cody stuff? I don't know about any of that, but I just don't think his ego would allow him to not do another one. So I don't know. Maybe he plans on putting some weight back on. I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. But I do think I think maybe the weight loss maybe had to do with that Christopher Nolan movie, or 'cause I know he's supposed to play like an older like mob boss or something, so maybe that plays a
Yeah.
part. But then also when we seen the weight loss, the first thing came to my mind was Batista. Um, so I'm thinking maybe it's for good. He's an older guy, but then there's actors like Robert De Niro that lose weight and gain weight, and then they in the older age and do it all the time. I don't know. Rock's no method actor though, so what
We haven't seen we have not seen this Mark Kerr movie.
Oh, but he's in incredible shape in that movie.
I mean, that's what he gained most of the weight for, is what he said. I mean, I
So
don't know if it's true.
Uh, he I don't know. I just don't think his ego would allow him to just not come back. And then if he just come back, is he gonna come back like how he is now? Like, I don't know, man. It's a lot of I don't know. Yeah, I just don't I refuse to believe that he's just not gonna make another appearance. And I refuse to believe he's not gonna attempt to get back in the ring. Like I don't I think he's the type that would announce it, like, all right, this is my last dance. This is my retirement
So
match. I
you
feel
feel
like
he would
he's
do
a
something Cena-esque?
I think so. Maybe it won't be as long and drawn out as Cena did. Maybe he'll be like, "All right, this WrestleMania, my last one," or something like that. Like announce it along ahead of time. He might do that. He might do a whole like tour like Cena's doing. But I could see it definitely like a pre in advance. All right, this is the last dance. This is something. I don't see him
The
just
last roll of the Rock.
yeah, something like that. But I don't see him just like I did this big angle. I wasn't there for the end of it, and then I'm never gonna show up again. I don't see that. But then
See,
he also has been very
I
weird
don't
doing all
know.
this because even before the whole angle, he was on Netflix and just being
Yeah,
Dwayne. So I don't know.
yeah.
Maybe he hasn't thought it all out.
I don't know. See, when I saw him at the Elimination Chamber when he did the angle with Cena, he looked smaller to
Oh,
me,
did he?
and that's
Okay,
just
and maybe I
me.
wasn't paying attention.
That not dramatically smaller, but as a person who loves the art of bodybuilding, not just professional wrestling, I was like, yeah, let me look at his arm.
Mm.
His vest is a little bit more buttoned up than it was last time when he wore
No,
that
you might be onto something
Samoan
though.
gangster outfit.
Yeah, you might
So
be
I
onto
felt like,
something.
okay. I was like, his arms look a little smaller to me. I was like, yeah, he may be just losing weight. Then, because I was like, hey, he looks a little like and if you look at his face wasn't as tight as it was when he was WrestleMania. It was less than a year before that. It was approaching a year, but WrestleMania Rock was big. He was big. He said he was 280. That was his words. He said
Hmm.
he was 280 pounds at WrestleMania. I don't know. Some people said 260. 280. But if he was 280, that means he weighs 220 right now, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I also heard about the heart thing that he was having, heart palpitations. And if he's on performance enhancers, he's at least on testosterone, TRT, because he's 53 years old, right?
Hmm.
And there's no way that you can build muscle at that age. Not like that. I feel that he
So
might
are
be
all the
done.
old people at the YMCA wasting their time?
And I hope all the old people at YMC, the men anyway, are getting their levels checked. But no, I don't think they're wasting their time.
Okay.
If you're
Okay.
running and doing cardio, you know what I'm saying? If you're doing cardio and trying to keep your heart rate up and everything, and still, no, that's not a waste of time. That's just longevity of life. If you're going in there and you want to go and you think you can still look the way you did when you were 25, that's a lie. You're lying to yourself. Yes, then it's a waste of
Hmm.
time. But no, if you're going in there just to be healthy, no. The gym key thing. I mean, I always go to the gym for the rest of my life. That's
Okay.
just me. But that's because I know it's gonna make my life better, my quality of life better. Like, not to take a shot, but I can talk about an ex of mine. As I told you before, we the same age, and you over here in you're riding around in the rolly cart in Walmart because your feet hurt and your feet are swollen, you can't walk, bro. I'm not into no like that, brother. But
So I will
and
say
the
they're
gym is
fun.
gonna make sure. I'm not saying they're not fun to ride in, but I'm not doing it. And I'm not gonna sit there and then point to my children to go gather my groceries. No, we're not doing that. No. If I've told my kids, if I get to that, burn me, bro. Like
Oh
literally,
God.
just pour gasoline on me and push me off the Second Street Bridge because I'm nothing. But no, with The Rock, I feel like he's done everything he needs to do except wrestle Roman Reigns. Like have a real final one-on-one WrestleMania match. I heard Stevie Richards says he feels that The Rock might be running for president of the United States.
Okay. He has talked about that before. I will say when The Rock last talked about it, we were in a shape where it was fun to talk about. Right
Yeah,
now, I need
it's not fun.
yeah, it's not
Serious
fun.
politician.
I need somebody serious, and I need somebody that seriously cares. Not saying The Rock don't care about the people or nothing, but I need a non
He's a people's champ.
I need a non,
Non-celebrity.
yeah, and not even just a non-celebrity, but a non-super rich person, somebody that can relate
Yeah.
to the common person at this moment right now.
I feel I see what you're saying, but I feel also that we need someone that can speak
Like
common
him,
language in a charismatic common
yeah.
language. And I mean, who can talk more charismatic and common language more than The Rock?
Well, here's my other thing about him though. He did that whole thing where he said he was going to endorse Hillary Clinton. He got so much backlash
Hmm.
about that he said he wasn't going to announce who he was endorsing. It's another sign of a guy I don't think I need. I don't need that. I don't need a guy that's too afraid to say what he believes in. I don't need him.
I feel like I get that, but when it comes to money, but The Rock's made enough money. You get what I'm saying? The Rock owns a
Yeah,
billion. He owns the majority of $1 billion company called TKO. He owns his own $1 million company, which is the $5.
but I think that backlash was was a wake up. I think it was like one of those things where you got to think where you're arguably one of the coolest guys for the last
In the
20
world.
years. Yeah, for like the last like 20, maybe 30 years. And then you
Yeah.
make this you said something and made so many people
Not only
mad.
a cool guy of color.
Yeah, yeah.
He, a cool guy of color. Now, I'm not going to say black or white or Samoan, but he's a cool guy of color because most people don't know that. I don't think people knew he was Samoan until Moana.
Oh
I knew
man.
he was Samoan, obviously.
Right, right, right.
But
No,
I think a lot of
you
people
might be on
didn't.
something. You could be on something with that one.
Yeah.
Uh
I don't think
he
people
definitely
recognized
played
The Rock
the
as a Samoan until.
and I think that's by design. I think once he got in a space where he noticed that he was like Vin Diesel, where he was racially ambiguous, and people would just offer him roles as
Hmm.
anything, it's kind of like, well, why stop now? Like I don't need to tell y'all about
Hmm.
this or that. And
I had
I,
that too,
from
too.
that perspective, I respect it. But you gotta know, as a kid that didn't see that many black wrestlers, especially or seen that many black wrestlers on the top, I got to see him
Yeah.
and Booker T, and I seen clips of Ron, because I wasn't there
Hmm.
for it, and so that was it. And so when I see him, and as a kid, like Attitude Era, he was on BET at the awards, and he was on Jet
Yeah.
magazine, and so
He
I
was.
and my everything was like okay, yeah, I didn't question anything. But as time went on, when he got in Hollywood. And it was like, man, I ain't heard him say
Yeah. Then
anything
it was
about being
questioned.
black. Yeah, it was like, what? And then
I mean,
I see him play roles like where he'd have a white son, or he was the white
yeah.
guy in the cartoon Alien movie, Planet 51.
Yeah.
And it was
Yeah.
like, wait a minute, what's going on here?
Why is why is The Rock not majority a black character, a character of color, not necessarily black, but why is he majority just not a character of color? I see that, and I get it. I get why he didn't do it. But in the WWE, and to Vince's credit, The Rock was black. The character of The Rock was black, and because when they showed him getting his haircut, it was a black barbershop. The man had a DC fade as black. Back then.
Right, right,
Obviously he
right.
doesn't have hair now, but he did a song with Wyclef.
He did.
He didn't. You know, it doesn't matter.
He had the
You don't
Method
remember the
Man
song? It
song.
doesn't matter.
Oh, I
The
remember
Method Man
I
song.
waited. Admittedly, I got that WWE behind the music. Wait a minute, no, that wasn't it.
Okay.
I got the WWE. I apologize. That was the Method Man. I mean, that was the Wyclef song. I got the WWE behind the music where he
Hmm.
did the Pie song.
Yeah, pie. Yeah, and he did. He did. I got that too. I'm not gonna. I'm not.
Not a good song, by the way. Not a good song.
No, 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 no. I didn't. I did not play that because the song before that was the game. So I did play that. So,
Okay.
um,
Was that the same one that had Rowdy on
uh,
it?
yeah.
Okay.
Get rowdy.
I
But
think I went for
because that
both
was
of
their
those
thing.
songs. Yeah.
But
Um,
Power was not a good one. But
But they
The
hyped
Rock
it up.
was majority of yeah. All they hyped it up because it was The Rock. You
Yeah, it was
know,
an
he
exclusive song from The Rock. I was like, oh man, a song from The Rock? That song was
it was
horrible.
The Rock or Austin. You know, back then you had to pick with WWE stuff. WWE, it was Rock or Austin. There was
Oh
obviously some
yeah.
stragglers, people that still like Taker and Mankind, but majority was Rock or Austin. But I look at The Rock. The Rock in the WWE was clearly a black man. Everything he did was black.
Yeah.
Like they didn't even talk about Peter Maivia so much. They talked about Rocky Johnson more.
They did. That is true. That is true.
And he joined the Nation of Domination. So obviously he was black, and it was the when he joined the Nation, everybody, all the other stragglers were out. Savio wasn't there anymore. Crush wasn't in the Nation anymore. The Nation of Domination was all black men.
Oh wait a minute
D'Lo,
now.
Mark Henry.
Well, let's address this one real quick. Savio, is he black?
Savio Vega is Latino, so I guess you could say he
But he's
might be
Afro Latino,
Afro.
right? I think he's Afro Latino.
He might be Afro Latino, but Latino still. But I wouldn't put him in the same. I wouldn't put him in because he always wore the Puerto Rican flag more so than he wore
So does
anything
Carlito,
black.
but he still claimed as black.
Get that hair, get that fro. He can't not. Carlito go over getting straight backs. He getting some straight backs, straight cornrows, man. That's not
Okay.
what he can't say he's not. But I feel like Savio, nah, Savio didn't really have it her like that. Savio, you didn't know what Savio was. Savio could have hung out with Rikishi. He could have just been he could have been Rikishi's cousin. He could have said he was Samoan. He didn't necessarily have to say he was Latino, but he did wear his he wore his colors
Oh
all
yeah,
the
he
time.
repped that all the time.
You know,
Yeah,
he,
yeah, yeah.
so we knew he was Puerto Rican. Puerto Rican pride. He had that Puerto Rican pride. Back when Vince still had that small time mentality that every wrestler had to be from somewhere other than just America.
Yeah, yeah.
Like Scott Hall was raised on Chico, and he couldn't just be, man, that's Scott Hall from Florida, bro. He loved Latino people. He watched Scarface a lot. But I mean, that's just it. But no, The Rock. I think that the character The Rock is done. I think he
Mhm.
wants to do movies. I think he wants to do serious movies. I think that the heart attack scare was enough for him as a person to be like, "Hey, I'm done." I got three kids. Yes, Ava's grown, but still his kid, right? I got three kids. I got a wife. I got an ex-wife that's my business partner. I'm not dating her no more, and she loves bodybuilders, and I'm not a bodybuilder. And he's talking about he wants to be taken seriously in roles. Batista's 56, The Rock's 53. Batista has been deemed the greatest actor, wrestler turned actor of all time, much to Mercedes Monet's chagrin because she feels that she's a better actor than Cena. About the same.
Wait
But
a
The
minute,
Rock wants
Mercedes? He said.
yes. Mercedes said
I
she's a better actor than Cena.
All right. I'm always gonna stand beside Mercedes when it comes to wrestling. I watched her in uh
Mandalorian.
Mandalorian. Oh. Now, I did not mind seeing her. I was cool because I like Mercedes, so I would be it's cool to see her in there. Like
You
I
just
wouldn't
happy
mind
to
if
see.
yeah, I'd be happy to see her if she had a recurring role. But I'm not going to overhype it. I'm not. She wasn't better than. Meanwhile,
She
which I want to watch tonight. John Cena,
I'll
Peacemaker,
probably
he's
watch it
knocking it out
tomorrow.
the park. He's knocking it out the park, man. It's I'm loving it.
I feel like Cena, the Peacemaker character, even in Suicide Squad and then his own series, Cena's done a good job. He's done a good job. I can't take it away from him. I feel like he's grown as an actor and he's taking it more seriously because he knows. And he also, just to stay on the thing, he also lost a lot of weight. And he's getting a lot of roles. Granted, he's still pigeonholed in that comedy or blockbuster type character,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
he's leaning more in on the character, on the comedy stylings because Cena's. I don't think I don't think I think the man John Cena is a serious person, but I don't think the persona of John Cena as a character is a serious person. So I don't. I think he's just like, yeah, I'm getting roles being silly. I can do that.
yeah, yeah,
So he lost weight. Batista obviously doesn't look like the same human being. If you put that picture of Batista from 2003 and a picture of
yeah,
Batista right now, you wouldn't know who that man is. They don't
yeah,
look
yeah,
nothing the same. Some people said like The Rock, but I no, his change isn't that drastic because we've seen, like I said, we've seen Hollywood Rock. We would just assume if we didn't see anything in between when he became big, huge Rock for Fast and the Furious, we wouldn't know the difference between, oh, it's just Rock stayed Hollywood Rock and got older. That's what he looks like
Yeah,
right now. He
that's
stayed
fair.
Hollywood Rock and he got older.
That's fair. Yeah,
I
I think
see
he
him
looks
as
good
Hollywood
though.
Rock. I yeah, I think he looks fine. He looks like a 53-year-old dude who goes to the gym.
Yeah, he looks like a cold. He looks like
He didn't.
a older dude.
Yeah, he didn't. He didn't take his shirt off. We don't know if he could be chiseled. He could be jacked. He's not big. He's not huge, but he could be cut up to shreds. We don't know. He had on a
Yeah.
suit and he had on a Hawaiian shirt. We just saw that his arms don't look like they're 20 anything anymore. Obviously, he's a lot slimmer. If he's having a heart problems because he's taking supplements and eating that type of food and eating that much food, because being big and being old, your heart has to pump blood to all that
Seeing
stuff,
that
and
diet that
your
he
heart isn't built.
said that he had, I feel like would put plenty of people in the hospital.
Yeah, I mean, granted, if you're eating like that, it was over time because you had to get your body adjusted to eating
Yeah.
that much food, but and to be that lean, to have
And
like
in this economy, who
a
could
28
afford
inch
that?
The Rock, and bodybuilders, and they don't make any money. That's a poor profession, brother. Unless you're winning shows and average bodybuilders and winning pro shows like that.
Mm.
So I feel like The Rock himself as a person, I think we'll see him in the business. We'll see him as wrestlers, but I think we'll have other people wrestle for him, like Drew McIntyre. I can see Drew wrestling for The Rock.
Well, he's got people
Um,
that's
you
willing to
know,
do it. Kevin Owens said he'd
yeah.
sell
So
his soul in a heartbeat.
but no, I just see and I see people like Kevin and Drew and all these other people. They'll do the dirty. They'll do the deed for The Rock. The Rock doesn't have to do the deed for The Rock anymore. If he wrestles Roman, that's fine. I don't see him wrestling Cody. There's not a reason.
I
He
think the
doesn't need to
Roman the one is the
wrestle
one
Roman for a belt.
he really wants the Roman one. But I do feel like
I
his
think that
character has this Doctor Sinister Cyclops storyline with Cody.
he's Mr. Sinister over here trying to clone Cody to make the
Yeah,
perfect
like
mutant.
yeah, it's like
The
that's what
Brandy.
it feels like with him. But the weird obsession with Cody. But I know in his heart he really wants that match with Roman.
Roman. I hope he gets Roman because I Rock is like my third favorite wrestler, and my favorite guy going today is Roman. If they get it,
But
that's
when
fine.
does it stop? Because then he's gonna be like, I want to fight all my successful family members. Now I want Jey Uso.
No,
Is just
no.
Jacob dude? He's hot now. I need him too. When does it stop?
I'm fighting this whole Samoan dynasty. They just need
Yeah.
to have a Samoan battle royal, an elimination, a gauntlet Samoan match. Okay, that's what they need to have. And The Rock goes wall to wall, bell to bell to the gauntlet. Okay,
He
rock
might
bottom,
call it.
people's elbow.
If his ego allows it, he might call up Booker T and pop up and challenge Zilla.
Well, Zilla will go off script. He'll Samoan spike The Rock and win. Then he'll be fired and never be able to go to TKO.
Oh God.
I wrote up my little cousin, The Rock, because Rock little, but no, but I feel like he's just gonna the pebble. I feel like he's gonna appoint people to do the job. I think he's done. I think he wants to be seen as a serious actor. His heart might be going bad as well.
And if that's the
There's
case,
no reason to be
hopefully,
260.
yeah, get the weight down and get out the ring, and you know, Hollywood still loves you. Just stay crazy, stay away
Stay away.
from the stay away from the power, the ego too, man. Stop pissing in the jars and making all these changes to the scripts and trying to take over movies and making your own spinoffs. Like, come on, man, treat your cast right, and
I think the jars is over. If he's not bodybuilding, if he's not drinking a gal, 2 or 3 gallons of water a day, he doesn't need to have a jar. He can make it to the toilet. He doesn't need to because obviously he's not bodybuilding. He's just doing general fitness, lifting weights just to stay healthy. I mean, I also know he could be on Ozempic. He could be Rock Zempic, as well, or he
now
could
that would
just
be
not be
crazy.
lifting weights at the point.
That would be crazy if he
Ozempic Rock, we can see it.
Because how many people in that type of
Jumped on
shape was
Ozempic.
like, I need to lose it real quick, and it's like, why?
Let me just hit this Ozempic pen real quick, and get all my A1C and levels right real quick, and it'll do it. Look at all the people that use Ozempic, and has
Mm.
had its own side effects. But so does any drug. We get that. I think you know that going in. But if you have the money and the resources that The Rock has, you can take care of it. You know, you can take any drug you need to counter the drug that you need.
It's way too much, man.
I mean, but let's just be honest. The Rock was on a cycle. You know, he was on a gear cycle, steroid cycle, right? Let's be honest. At that age, he knew what to do. I mean, it's the same thing. It's just in reverse. Instead of building muscle, you lose it.
Well,
So
hopefully whatever he's doing, he is better now. And good luck for his movie, I seen he got the standing ovation. I'm excited
tears in
for the
his eyes,
one.
brother.
Yeah, he did. He did.
The Scorsese film that's coming next year, or the year after. I don't know what year.
Yeah. I said Christopher Nolan. Is it Chris Hayes?
Yeah, it's Martin Scorsese.
Oh, I apologize. I've been saying Christopher Nolan for the longest. But I think
It's
Leonardo DiCaprio's
Scorsese
in
and
it. Maybe that's why I thought it was
mhm.
Nolan. Yeah, but yeah, that should be. Although I have beef with Martin Scorsese, but it is what it is. He's talking crazy about Marvel movies. Yeah, I didn't like that.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of jealousy because Marvel did dominate for years.
But yeah, now
Comic
you
book movies
waited. You
are just
waited
about,
till they on a they having a down period to start talking crap about them. Come on, man.
and you know, and that's when you got to talk crap when you feel like you want to have movies that have purpose. And I feel comic book movies have purpose because I read comic books and I watch their movies.
They do, and
But
and I think
I can
they've
see the
they've
jealousy.
yeah. I mean, and Marvel has had a dominant run that I don't think anybody's had. To have all these
Oh
these
no,
these
no, no,
yeah and that's something I don't think would ever be replicated. I don't think Marvel's done. I don't think they will ever be able to top that phase again.
no, no.
But
I mean,
but
we're gonna get this new one that's coming with this Doomsday, and so
Doomsday is gonna do numbers. But I think like overall, I don't know if they'll have a phase where like that like 20 something movies like that type of run. I don't know about that.
no, 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 no.
That was
They
just like
don't. There's not that type of stars left.
yeah, it was just lightning in a bottle. Like it just, but I do think like I think Marvel films should be able to continue and still have success. I just don't think it's to the point where it was a minute where it was like every 3 months it was time for the new Marvel movie. And you just went, oh, new Marvel movie's out. Like, I mean, a nerd like me, yeah, of course. But I don't know if it's gonna be,
Yeah,
people have fatigue and then they
blockbuster for everybody, the average person.
yeah, yeah. I don't, I'm gonna be, if they just move to just doing stuff on the
I'm
Disney app,
going.
I'll be watching, I'm ready to see
I'm
Marvel
gonna watch
Zombies.
like us. You know, I mean, I'm gonna be watching the new Spider-Man, and that's gonna be more for my kid because I'm not a Spider-Man guy, but
And when
I'm a
X-Men
Venom
comes,
guy, but not a Spider.
I might,
The
if
X-Men,
X-Men's
yeah.
good,
I-
I might cry in the theater. That's how much I love my X-Men. Like so. Which
I'm not gonna
back
lie. The
circle
only
with The
comic book
Rock.
character I
Did
yeah,
you hear the rumor about Rock being Apocalypse?
Apocalypse, yes. Well, that's not gonna happen now. We can't have skinny Apocalypse. I mean, we can use CGI. I mean, you made
His
Thanos with
first row
CGI.
was CG.
Yeah. So,
You
oh
know how
yeah, the
mad I
Scorpion King was
was?
CGI.
I was so mad because me and my brother went to go see it. Which the Mummy, the first Mummy, Brandon Fraser,
The mum.
I don't, one of my favorite movies. Period. Like I can still go back and watch the Mummy, man. I tried to do it with my family. My wife was like, "Why do you want to watch this?" And my daughter was not interested. To me, I felt like I was 10 again, man.
Was this recently? Was it
Like
recently? Because
I think like last year, like either a
oh
year or
wow.
two ago,
Because
I
I
threw on
know
the
your
Mummy. I was
because I
like,
know
oh,
your
I
daughter's an
turned.
anime fan, and I mean, you and your wife are
Yeah,
around the same age, ain't you?
yeah.
So I was okay.
She was like, "You want to watch this old ass movie?" I'm like, "Dude, I love this movie. Yeah, of course I want to watch the
What do you
Mummy."
mean?
And so I even back then,
I mean,
I instantly loved the Mummy. So when they announced Mummy Returns and then they said The Rock was in it, I'm like, "Oh man, this is gonna be dope." And the movie's cool. Don't get me wrong, but this time I wasn't. It was more of I want to see The Rock, and this
yeah.
CGI monster comes out with The Rock's head on it. Dude, I was mad. I was
Mm. Oh,
so
oh yeah.
disappointed that it took years for me to watch Scorpion King. Like that was how much interest I had lost. Like it was years before I
Because
went.
these. when The Rock was the character,
When
the
he was
major
the
all the movie,
character,
he was
which is why I expected him to be in. Like I knew, like because in the Mummy when
in the
he
mummy.
came out, he had to slowly get his his body back, and it's like okay, I'm cool with all that. But no, he just straight up was a monster with
Yeah,
the Rock's face CGI, and then we talking about
with the Rock's
CGI in the
face
early
CGI,
2000s. It wasn't good.
bad CGI.
Yeah, it
Good for the
wasn't
time,
good.
but bad CGI in general.
Right,
Yes,
right. Good for the time, definitely good for the time. But and so by the time the actual movie where he was a Scorpion King, I don't want to see this, man. Y'all, you
you
fooled me
lost interest.
once.
See, I
Yeah.
went to go similar to that. Me and a buddy of mine, we went to go. We went out to Stony Brook in
Oh,
in the
okay.
West End. That was a heck of a bus. So that was a bus drive, but we went to go
Oh
see
man.
that movie, and I was highly, and that's the same reason for you. I was, man, I don't see The Rock in the movie. Support, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And that was the long bus ride for no reason. Man, this is stupid. The movie wasn't bad. It was just stupid.
No, no,
It
no,
was
no. It
stupid. I was
wasn't
like, what?
bad. It wasn't bad.
Why advertise the man in the movie? 'Cause obviously, he's not. His likeness is in the movie. He's not in the movie. He
They
didn't
did the
even
same thing
speak.
with Arnold
He's
Schwarzenegger in the Terminator. What was that called? Salvation. And they
oh
didn't advertise him at all.
with the fake with the with the fake Arnold, but they didn't have to advertise him. It was just a
Like
Terminator movie.
if you had did that with
I
The
figured
Rock,
Arnold
and I
wasn't
would have
going to be
been
in the
like,
movie.
oh, that thing looks like The Rock. I would have been like, oh, okay. But
The Rock.
you hyped
That would
me
have
up
been
about The
okay.
Rock. You hyped me up, and then it was this weird video game face that kind of looked like him.
And then finally he got his own thing. But I mean, WWE hyped it up too. It wasn't just the movies.
Yeah. These
Vince
days,
did too. And I
these
think it was a
days, you
WWE.
can do a movie, you can do a hit movie, and WWE won't even talk about it unless you're John Cena.
No, no, they don't care.
Sheamus was
I mean,
in Ninja Turtles, and they didn't say nothing.
Ninja
I was like,
Turtles. It's
it's
rock
like.
steady. Then nobody cared. Nobody cared. Sheamus did. I was, I can honestly say I first time that was my first time watching that Ninja Turtles movie earlier this year. By the way, so
I watched it a few years
but
ago.
Sheamus did good.
Yeah, he don't. No, Sheamus was good in it. I already had a bias against those weird steroid Ninja Turtles. Wasn't feeling them,
The look.
but
There was the look.
I like Stephen Amell, so that was where I was like,
Yeah.
I want to see it.
I mean, if I want to watch Stephen Amell, I'll watch Arrow.
Yeah, but
Our
it was a
heels.
period. Yeah, yeah, where I just liked him as a celebrity in general. Like it started with Arrow, but then I think I followed him like on Facebook and stuff, and like he was very interactive with fans and stuff, and so I became a fan of him. And it's like, oh, he's on Ninja Turtles. I like Ninja Turtles. I like Steven. I'm in it. They look weird, but I'm still there. I'm there to support.
As much as I like Steven, I can Turtles are they're not my goat. My goat is obviously He Man when it comes to just random cartoons. But they're up there on my goats. And when I saw that, I was like, "Ah, I can't watch this. But I did watch it eventually with my son because he was like, yeah, you should watch it.
But the
Because he
crazy
watched the
thing
first one, he didn't
is,
watch the second one. So I
Nickelodeon,
watched
who made the
both.
movie, they had a good Ninja Turtles cartoon show.
Yes, it did.
So I don't, which they did another one. I
Yes,
think
they did.
John Cena was in it, and that one, yeah, that one was bad.
There was no. I mean,
I
it
forgot who
was.
John
It
Cena was
was.
in it.
I saw it, but I don't remember.
Yeah, I
It
don't
was a
remember.
while ago. It
Yeah.
was a while ago. Cena was in everything kids oriented back then, though. Everything didn't matter. Cena made sure that Cena made it, and Vince pushed him. You're gonna be bigger than Hogan, and he was for the kids. He was bigger than Hogan,
Oh
and
yeah,
he
you
was
can't
the
tell the kids
only
anything. Yeah.
WWE superstar to be bigger than Hogan. So he
You don't
made
think The
it.
Rock was?
I give Rock wasn't for kids, man. Rock's for horny women and wrestlers and wrestling fans.
All right, what about Austin though? Do you think Austin was?
For the kids, no. Austin was just bigger than Hogan because Austin was bigger than Hogan at his point
Okay. Oh, you
in
can mean
time. But
strictly with the
universally,
kids.
strictly with the
Okay.
kids,
Okay,
strictly
I
with the
got you.
kids.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. And that scene, that
Yeah,
only scene was okay. I got you. Yeah.
yeah, like just with the kids. That's what I was, because Cena's for the kids. The whole character, the multicolored heel Cena was for the kids. Multicolored T-shirts every time and socks. The socks even say children's socks. They don't even come in adult sizes,
I didn't know
even
that.
though he
That's
has them on
hilarious.
his feet.
You had to get them made
I
for
was going
him.
to buy the whole Lexington outfit. I was going to purchase.
The
I was going to
Lexington was
purchase all of
dope,
it.
and I'm not even a UK fan, but it was like, oh, this is pretty hard. This is pretty dope.
Well, it wasn't even UK blue. It was Secretariat blue.
I thought he had it in UK
So
blue.
even though it was in Lexington, because they wanted to represent Kentucky in general.
Okay, I see.
not
I thought he had
just
one that was like
not just
like
the
UK
university.
colors. Okay.
Mm-mm,
I don't know
no,
why he didn't do a
I got
Louisville
the hat
one.
now
He used to wrestle here in Louisville, and you didn't even
because he
come.
didn't come.
I didn't like that. I
I
didn't
figured I
appreciate
felt
that.
like he should. They also say that tomorrow, the one coming up here on just for everybody on here, so we can know September 5th is supposed to be John Cena's last SmackDown.
Huh.
So I don't
Okay.
know,
Well,
but let's close it out with our closing thoughts, brother.
Matt
Go
Riddle is
entrance music in
self-destructing.
wrestling. I think it matters. Yes, he is.
Intro music matters. Matt Riddle is slowly self-destructing.
I
What else
think
we
he's
talk
gone.
about? AJ Lee is more than likely coming back. It will be fun,
Yeah,
but I don't think we should take it any more than that. What else do we talk about? The Rock, he's slimming
wrestling's all
down.
about moments, brother. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Ronda
yeah.
Rousey and Alexa Bliss. You believe that Bliss wasn't
Yeah, no,
shouldn't have happened, but
no.
I know you're not a Bliss fan. I'm not the biggest fan of Bliss, but I think this is one of her better runs that she's having with
Oh,
Charlotte.
I agree with that. I agree with that. Like I even said, I like seeing her at the Rumble. I just generally, and I think I just wasn't hyped when she got that big push, and it was like we're only doing this because kids get horny from her looking like a Harley Quinn. Like you're not fooling me.
Like Harley Quinn. I mean, we got it. I think we knew it. I think she leaned into the Harley Quinn, and then she leaned into just doing cosplay, not as well as Zelina,
No, not as
because
well.
Zelina is cosplay.
But she's
But
white
she
blonde,
leaned
so
into doing cosplay.
she I think she gets that edge.
More credit.
You know.
She gets more credit than Selena, even though she shouldn't, because Selena gets all the. To me, as somebody who loves going to cons and seeing people in cosplay, I love Zelina Vega
Oh
for
yeah,
that.
she
For just
that
for that.
she yeah
She represents.
she really is into it. She's and then she really takes it serious about the cosplays. Didn't she do something
Hey, she's in Street
with
Fighter
Street Fighter?
Six.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
She's in it. She's not as a character, but she's so if you put the commentary on and you put it in the English commentary, she's the English commentator. She's
That's
one of the
pretty
English
dope.
commentators.
Can we tell
For
somebody
somebody
to
that's
can we tell somebody to do something different with Kenny Omega in these Street Fighter commercials?
I mean, he already filmed all of them. He's just gonna dress up as he's gonna cosplay as everybody.
I don't
That's it.
like it.
Alex Sagat,
I I
Sea
don't like
Viper.
it.
The Sea Viper one threw me off. I'm like, why are you dressed up as Sea Viper? Stop it.
I'm happy
But I
that
mean, it's
they
Kenny.
using them. Like I'm happy that they doing it with them and they promoting it. I just was like, could we have did something cooler than this?
Come on, Kenny's not cool. Kenny's a great wrestler.
Maybe that's a bitter pill that I just gotta swallow.
Tyson is not cool. Kenny's not cool. The cleaner was cool. Now that
Okay, I
he's
was about to
just
say,
Kenny Omega,
I'm
he's
about to say
done nothing
the
for me.
cleaner Bullet Club, the cleaner was cool. And I think I've just been hanging on to that. But Kenny with the blue jeans and no shirt
Heel
isn't.
Kenny, no. When with the little Triple H, when they do the comparison between him and Triple H, but they always pick Super Jack Triple H, and
They
then they
do. That's
pick
not
Kenny
fair.
after
That
he.
is not fair at all. That is
And
not
I'm like, no, you can't pick Triple H in 2002 because Triple H in 2002 was on another level physically than any wrestler before him, after him,
like yeah, yeah,
other
that's
than
not
Batista.
fair. But I guess because he had the jeans on.
It was jeans. It was the jeans and curly hair. That was
Yeah.
it. Nothing else. Nothing else. But at the end of the day, I think I'm gonna, I feel like Matt Riddle is first of all, interest music does matter. And I think the pageantry of professional wrestling it adds to it. Whether we go real American Macho Man up to Macho Man's with popping circumstance, Stone Cold Steve Austin glass breaking, The Rock saying "If you smell." It doesn't matter. Even Cena's, Avenue, dun 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 dun. I can't do it like Paul Heyman, but it all matters. So, be AEW, TNA, get some music that resonates with the fans. At least resonate with the character of the superstar. Matt Riddle, dear God, please stop. Go to rehab, get some help, and don't be a douche, bro. Stop doing porn. No. And RVD, if you're serious, stop too. I know you stop. Everybody stop. It's not okay. This isn't right. But just saying. And then when it comes to Alexa and Ronda, I feel like Alexa was pushed then at the point to she makes people, as you stated, she turns people on inappropriately. But now she's past that. She's had a kid and she's putting the work in. Not that she didn't put the work in before. She was always better than Carmella, and that doesn't take much. But so she wasn't the lowest on the totem pole to me. So Ronda should have been booked better. Hopefully Ronda isn't a surprise for AJ Lee. And when it comes to AJ Lee, I hope AJ does not disappoint. I don't think she's going to live up to the unrealistic expectations that people have in her.
I think
But I
the
hope
best situation
people don't.
for her is coming with CM Punk. I think coming with herself, and if she put like on, and her first match was like some big championship match with Charlotte Flair or something, that would have been disappointing. But coming in with her husband, that's gonna be one of those feel good moments.
A timeless moment. And I hope it is. I hope that she pulls it off. She does everything she needs to do and more. And if she does do matches after this, as reported, maybe they'll add prestige to this Intercontinental title with AJ and Becky feuding over the Intercontinental title. Honestly, I feel like Becky should be world champion since they're going this route, honestly, since Naomi's not there. But Intercontinental title can shine too.
The WWE Women's Intercontinental title is slowly turned into the TNA Legends title.
I can dig it, sucker. Booker T and Kevin Nash. Dear God. The title was beautiful, but just
Oh
the
yeah,
name of the titles.
they just wanted to give Booker T something.
And
Here you go.
they did. They did. And when it comes to The Rock, man, that was my third. That was my guy in the attitude in the attitude era. That was my guy on the WWE side. Obviously, my guy during the whole time was Hollywood Hogan. He was my guy. Then when he became big and he became a burly, bald bodybuilder rock, I was like, okay, because I like burly bodybuilder people. But him losing weight, whether it's for him to be a better actor and for him not to be pigeonholed as the blockbuster movie guy, like the Arnold Schwarzenegger type dude, and for him, if it's for him because he's gonna die, he's worried about his health. Either one, I hope that he's happy and that he's safe and we can continue at least one more time. We hear if you smell what The Rock is cooking, maybe not in a wrestling capacity, definitely in the WWE universe, whether he's going to be running for president of the United States like Stevie Richards says, if he's going to just, man, be an actor and a former professional wrestler and mogul for Papa Tui. Send me some Papa Tui, dude. I buy the stuff, brother. But anyway, that's all I feel, man. You got anything you want to say before we log off?
No, no, I think it was well said.
All right, so for Peter, I'm Alex. This is Rope Break. Remember, don't tap out. You can always make it to the ropes for a rope break. Peace.
See ya.